down here at Scarborough Beach and all the people watching at home. Event 2 of the Western Surf League. Beautiful conditions down here at Scarborough Beach, Chewy. Big day coming up.
You've got a clean start there.
Every single point counts.
Yes, there's some pretty good points there for Scarborough.
Here at the WA Surf League.
And what a great way to finish a race. This race is definitely not over.
Right off and racing here in the flags.
Here we go, round that flag, and this is going to turn into a real close finish. Working hard to get the maximum point.
Makes his run to the line now. Let's bring him home, folks. Final winner of the day. Great day's racing. Great racing today. Spectacular round up the water. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SunSmart WA Surf League down here at Scarborough Beach, round 2 for season 2021. This is Grant True, I'm Simon Beaumont, and this is a ripper day down here today. So 13 teams, 8 surf clubs, the Gun Surf Lifesaver competitors in Western Australia. Truey, before we start, the conditions all important. That's going to determine a lot of our results today. Take us through what we've got in the water today.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. So the conditions have turned just in the last half an hour. What you can see is we've got a fairly strong sea breeze now, so it's blowing from the left of screen to the right. There's a little wave, it's about 1.5 meters. It's breaking on a bank, and then there's a long trough. So ski paddlers and board paddlers not a problem. Anyone swimming, it's a long swim today.
All the best guys in Western Australia are here today. We're looking forward to seeing the rock stars of the competition. The Ironman and the Iron Women will kick off shortly. So in the women, watch for Soraya Lee, Nikita Freidenay as well. And Makara Malice was unreal in round 1, wasn't she? So there's a couple of athletes to watch in the boys. Max Anderson-Loke, Harry Hewitt, Matt Collis in the boards as well, and Will Savage from Trig as well. Truey, what event are you most looking forward to today?
Yeah, look, you've already mentioned some of the big guns, and the pick for me today is probably the female board. So we're looking at, Makara Malice again. She had a great race in round 1. And then Sophie Lloyd and Ash Booker from Sorrento. Surprised a few, but she's been around for a few years.
Yeah, so first 3 events today on the program, and we'll take you through all the teams and the points tally. These teams, these clubs today are racing for points, racing for a few Australian dollars as well, Truey, and a lot of prestige and a few bragging rights as well. First 3 races, the mixed person, 2-person ski relay, then the beach sprints, then we go to Ironman and Iron Woman. Truey, I'll let you get to the start line. This is the 2-person ski relay. Enjoy the SunSmart WA Surf League down here at Scarborough Beach. Good luck to all our teams and all our competitors. Truey, who do you like in this race?
Yeah, so it's going to be pretty hard to go past Trig Island. Dan Humble leading that team. City of Perth will have a strong team. And watch out for Northcott. They've got a couple of a new competitor, and he's definitely going to be one to watch. So you see the guys, they're heading down. It's a 2-person relay. The guys will head out first. They'll do the course, and then they'll hand over to their female teammates. We've got the drones up in the sky. We've got some great footage coming your way in round 2 of the SunSmart Surf League.
Sure are, Truey. So down there in starters' hands, so some of the big guns. One of the most spectacular things you'll ever see at any surf carnival, any surf race, including the SunSmart WA Surf League, is the start of the ski relay, where the big boys get the big kilowatts going at the start. As Truey mentioned, the onshore breeze well and truly in place. Looking for a start, the mixed 2-person ski relay. Event 1, straight to finals today. No heats, straight into the finals. And Truey, this is a really good field.
Yeah, it's a really good field, and what you can see is the guys have just got the nose of their skis just pointed to the left. They've got a fairly strong current across that deep water, and they'll jump straight on and head out to the left hard. As we expect, Dan Humble on the left, Josh Windsor on the right from Trig Island, and that's Sam Hanson-Thompson from Northcott with probably the best of the starts. But Dan Humble, always off to a flyer.
He is. He looks so good from the drone footage overhead, Tree. So Dan Humble, look at that stroke rate you can see on our screen there. He is motoring as he always do. Good. Very tactical racer, isn't he? He'll be quick across the apex of the course, Tree. So watch for Dan, former world champion, Jasmine Shipway car, originally from Broome. We like Sam Henson, Thompson, Harriet Brown from Northcott, and Jack Reddy, Nikita Fraidenay for City Road Scholars, Tree.
Yeah, that's right. So those four are out in the lead with Ethan Jackson just on the tail. He did a really good paddle in the ski relay in round one, so he's hoping to back it up again. Still got a bung ankle, so we'll see how he goes with the run. But Dan Humble for that Trigg Island team off to the best start they can hope for.
Here we go. This is the bit, isn't it, Tree? We've seen this so often over the SunSmart WA Surf League. Watch for Dan Humble to really motor. Watch for the big 10 strokes with the sea breeze.
Yeah, and look, talking of the sea breeze, from Northcott, Sam there, he's a very good downwind paddler, so he's going to be one to watch. Just as he turns right, we see Dan Humble put a few big strokes in, and look, here comes Sam on that first run.
Overhead shots look amazing, Truey. The drone up above the apex now. You can see Dan Humble. Look at him go once he gets those little tiny runs. He looks super, super good, Dan Humble, for the Trigg team. Little look over his left-hand shoulder there, but just starting to get those little runs under. He'll make his run for home. Coming into the wave zone, Truey, the very important part of today's racing.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, Dan's just on those runs. He's just come back to the left of screen a bit. He's closely followed by Sam. Josh Windsor from the second Trigg team. Fantastic paddle. Jack Reddy just pulling onto a run. And Ethan Jackson a little bit wide for my liking, so he's made the most of those runs. He's going to need a wave. Dan Humble, maybe 10 strokes to the first wave. And we just see Josh Windsor, his teammate, pulling a beautiful run, which is going to turn into a wave. And Sam might also get his nose over. Dan Humble, Josh Windsor.
Overhead shot. So Joshy Windsor in the black sleeves gets himself up alongside the skipper of his team in Dan Humble. I'll let them come to you, Tree, but it looks like Trigg 1-2. Windsor in the black sleeves. The big gun, the former world champ, Dan Humble, right there as you'd expect.
Yeah, so Trigg Island 1 and 2. Ethan Jackson got a massive run that turned into a wave. Sam's just coming across this trough, and Jack Reddy was in third place. He's come a cropper, now he's spun right round, so into fifth. Dan Humble on his feet first, coming through the finishing arch. Yeah,
good work from Dan Humble. He comes around the turn now and past our little village here. Joshy Windsor right on his hammer as well. And Sam Henson Thompson now. You can see Ethan Jackson coming on into camera now. So that's Josh Windsor in the black. You can see Ethan Jackson on camera now. Just a little bit of that ankle still tape. Sam Henson Thompson from Northcott coming through as well. So big part going out through the waves as they hand over to the girls right now, Truey. Good line of four. Ben Hewitt coming up out of the water now from City. And they're looking pretty good. And Jack Reddy's right there as well. The two City Beach boys together. Back to you, Grant.
Yeah, so we've got Selma and Jasmine from Trigg Island. They've got a really handy lead here. And just getting smashed by a few of those first little waves. We've got someone off there, which is not what they want to be doing. And I think that might be Jasmine out on the left in the lead. Northcott there with Harriet Brown into third position. And then Nikita Fraidenay, I think, into maybe fourth position at this stage.
That's right, Drew. Just looking at our overhead shots now. So Trigg now find themselves in the lead, but just dropping back into third after that little dismount. But I think Nikita Fraidenay maybe sitting there in fifth, Tree. But Trigg out in front, 1-2 for Trigg. Looking good, City right up there as well. So Trigg at this stage. Wave's going to be all important here, Tree, as we've seen all morning in our junior and our youth events. A great way to start today's WA Surf League, the SunSmart WA Surf League.
Yeah, so look, these conditions are really starting to move these skis around. The ladies are doing really well. They've got their noses pointing in the right direction. They're just heading off to the south a bit, so that's to the left of screen today. And they're making their way out around those big yellow cans for the apex. We just see Cottesloe moving into their to their second paddler, Tash Leversuch, that did really well last round. But at this stage, it's Trigg Island, and Northcott. We've got Harriet Brown is on a massive paddle, probably going to be into second position any moment.
Jasmine Shipway car out in front from Trigg and paddling well across the apex there, Truey. So first of our events here at the SunSmart WA Surf League. We're going up to the beach sprint very, very soon. The two winners, Rigby and Rafferty, out of round two. So the sprint field wide open today. How's the ski leg going, True? What do you see?
Yeah, so that's still Jasmine Shipway car with a really commanding lead. We saw her set her leg up just by smashing through these waves across that bank. She popped over the wave the best and pretty much has commanded this race since then. So Jasmine Shitway-Carr not far from a break zone. She's just going to get on this little run, not quite going to turn into a wave, but she's closely followed by Selma and then Harriet Brown. I think might have just come up into second position. But at this stage, Trig Island, Jasmine Shitway-Carr, second paddler, Dan Humble, first paddler, a commanding performance in the first race of round 2 for the SunSmart Surf League.
Good paddle from Harriet Brown from Northcott too, Truey. So she is not out of this at this stage. But good paddle from her going through in a second. And we see Trig, this is Jasmine Shitway-Carr, originally from the Broome Surf Lifesaving Club, Truey. So gets to race with Dan Humble, the former world champ, passing on some expertise. Here we go. Run up to the line, coming up, Tree. You take it from there, but it looks like Trig may go 1-3 here.
Yeah, Jasmine's going to be first to her feet. She's got plenty of time just to cruise through the SunSmart finishing barrier, and that's a great start for Trig Island. They took out the points last round, and they want to put in another good showing, but second place, Harriet Brown and Selma in a run for the vital points position. City of Perth in 4th and 5th on the same wave.
Jasmine Shitway-Carr crosses the line now, Tree. Nice work from Trig, but a run up the beach, and Trig have got there. So Trig, Selma gets herself home. Nice work from her. Good, strong finish. And Harriet Brown, good work from her. That's a really good paddle from Harriet Brown. So good racing from the girls. City of Perth find themselves in 4th spot now. So that looks like the City of Perth competitor just on camera now, working hard on the line there and gets herself home. We'll go down to Truey in just a moment. And Nikita Freydenay crosses the line now on camera. As you can see, if you're watching at home on My Beach or on Facebook, good racing from the girls and the boys in the two-person ski relay. Dan Humble's team kicks it off with a big win. We'll just wait for the final competitors to come in. We'll go down to Truey for some post-race interviews. Our overhead shot here shows the conditions really well. You can see, as Truey spoke about, there's a big south-north push coming through, and the sea breeze is going to have an impact on today's racing. So nice work from Humble and Jasmine Shitway-Carr. Trig with some points early on. We'll just bring in these final competitors, Truey, before we go to your interview down there on the finish line. The overhead shots here, Truey, look amazing. You can see our event village there, all of the clubs, the 8 clubs here today, the 13 teams, all going for points. So all of these points are important. You'll hear the other competitors and the other coaches and managers cheering everybody in. Nice to see some of the senior competitors from City of Perth in particular, Truey, getting themselves home. I think that might be good to see some of the old guys back today. Some of the senior guys passing on some knowledge to the juniors. So we're just about to conclude the mixed two-person ski relay here. Just a couple of competitors to bring in, and we'll come down to you. So final competitor makes her way up the sand, and we'll shortly go to the beach sprints. True's down here with our winning team. Grant True.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. So first event today for the SunSmart round 2 of the Surf League, and a great start for Trig Island. Dan, tell us about the conditions.
Yeah, it's pretty tough out there. The way the course is set, it's a bit skew. So coming back in, it's pretty tough. You're fighting against the water, trying to get back to the finishing chute. So it's tough work out there today.
And a little trough on the way in, just to have to paddle through. Not much of a wave.
Yeah, absolutely. It's tough on the transitions as well to tag the next competitor. So, you know, there's some ground to be made or lost in that area.
And so speaking of your next competitor, Jasmine, you and Selma hit that wave zone at the same time. You seem to power over that first wave.
Yeah, I just had a little bit more momentum and I just got through it. A little bit wobbly, but yeah, lucky I stayed in.
And you've been doing some of the downwinder races, and you must have loved these conditions, turning right and having a little bit of a tailwind.
Yeah, it was really good once I turned that apex can and came in with some runs, but like Dan said, coming in, you were really fighting to push back to make sure you weren't too far towards Trig, yeah.
Okay, well, congratulations. First win for the day, and looking forward to seeing you guys racing later.
Yeah, well done to Dan and to Jazz. Well done to you, Tree. Let's head over to the final of the beach sprints now. This is the WA Surf League. So our winners from round 1, not with us today. Charlie Rigby and Sid Rafferty not in the beach sprint or the flags today. So this does open up some possibilities for the rest of our field today. So quality group running with the wind today, running from south to north. We'll bring you some camera and some overhead shots from the beach sprint. We're not far away from the final of the women's beach sprint down here on the line. And all the action about to commence. So you can see our drone shots. You can see the overhead shots of all the gun female sprinters, beach sprinters in WA about to make their start. So women off first before we see the girls. So in starters' hands. So here we go, folks. The final of the beach sprint here. In starters' hands, the final of the beach sprint with the 8 runners, and they are away. This long beach sprint with the wind assisted today. So strong performance from on the far side from City of Perth. Looks like we'll take out the beach sprint today. Unofficially, City, Trig, City. So nice work from the City of Perth runners. The City of Perth finishing now. So nice work from the City of Perth. Imogen Harrington has won the beach. That was very comprehensive today, Imogen. We're still waiting for the judges to award second or third, but that was go to woe for you today. Very comprehensive.
Yeah, it's a tricky conditions with the soft sand, but it's nice to have a good tailwind behind us. A good run from everyone. Yeah.
So you guys very strong sprinters down at City of Perth, and I reckon your teammates well represented there as well. So how important is the SunSmart WA Surf League for a beach sprinter like you?
Oh, it's good to have more comps to get more races in, with compete against other people. Yeah, it's good fun. Yeah.
Well done, Imogen. You got some points for your club today. Well done. I'll let you get back to the starters and the judges. Well done, Imogen Harrington, winning the beach sprint today.
Thank you.
Well done, Imogen. So, young Imogen, we're about to get underway in the boys' beach sprint now. So we'll just turn our cameras down there, and we do have the drone footage as well. So this is the men's beach sprint. All right, so just waiting on our judges here. So Aaron Gigney, one of the favourites in the field today. Watch out for Will Host as well. So Gigney, Host, you would think they are two of the favourites racing in the beach sprint today. Our full field, Ty Kirkpatrick from Sorrento, Jack Blom from the City Road Scholars, Will Host from Trig, Jai Hawke down there as well from the Mullaloo Gold team. From North Cottesloe down there as well. Dominic Banks-Smith, one of the faves as well. So just about to get underway in the men's beach sprint. So a dominant performance from the City of Perth in the women's from Imogen Harrington. Nice little crowd down here on the finish line in starters' hands for the men's beach sprint, the third of our events at the WA Surf League today. Nice line across. So Dom from North Cottesloe straight under the finish line there, and that's a really good performance. We reckon, unofficially, we reckon that might be Dominic Banks-Smith from North Cott has taken out the men's beach sprint today. So we will bring you some interviews in just a moment, and we'll bring Dom over here to have a few words. Dom got a little bit of crowd support. Go Dom was the call from the Scarborough foreshore today. Congratulations. How was that?
Yeah, it was good. It's good. Felt a lot better out of the blocks than the heat. Top lane makes a big difference, but yeah. No, it was a good run, good hit out today. Obviously no Rigby, so yeah, a bit of a difference to the field, but it was a good run.
Yeah, well done, mate. So into the flags now for you later in the day, yeah?
Yeah, that's the go. Not my preferred event, but we'll have a crack.
Well done to Northcott. Get some max points for Northcott. SunSmart WA Surf League, about getting some points for the club, right? Yeah,
it's all about the club. Let's try and get around each other. We only got one team this year, so I know, just trying to see what we can do, but yeah, it's a good day.
Well done, Dom. Dom Banks-Smith from Northcott. Thank you. Cheers, mate. Thank you. All right, we'll go back to our next event now. So the beach sprints have been run and won. City of Perth won in the women's today, and North Cottesloe with a nice win. Dom Banks-Smith. A little handshake for the commentator as well, Tree. Don't see that very often. Very happy with that. He's my new favourite.
Yeah, very good, Simon. Well deserved that handshake as well. So straight back in the water now with the Open Ironman, and this is going to be a cracker of a race. So we've got a bit of a rivalry growing between the likes of Will Savage, Harry Hewitt, and Max Anderson-Loke from the two city teams. So this is going to be a great race. Will Savage, he had a great Ironman series during the winter. He won the first round, and now we've seen Harry Hewitt in round one, and also in the Retrovision race a few weeks ago. So Harry Hewitt and Will Savage are lining up next to each other, and they're going to be giving each other a great race. And then Max Anderson-Loke, watch him in the swim. He's going to be coming right through this field. So this is going to be a great race. Straight final, as you mentioned, Simon, and we're looking forward to getting underway for the Open Ironman in round 2 of the SunSmart Surf League.
Yes, these are the rock stars. They make their start, and away they go in cross. There's a little gutter early in the water as they run in there, Truey. So just see a few guys coming a cropper, but now into the white water. This famous bank here at Scarborough. We're at North Scarborough today, just up the road a little bit from the amphitheatre, where we've seen the 4 Australian titles in the last probably 10 or 15 years or so. Hey, Truey. So you've got the overhead shots as the boys head out across the bank and get themselves through that first wave. Good, tight grouping.
Yeah, so some great footage there. You see the guys had to swim through that deep green water. Now they're on the sandbank. They're getting to their feet, taking a few steps, and what they're doing is they're ducking down as far as they can go, using the elevator, the little lift and the drift underneath the water to get out. But look, as I mentioned before, Max Anderson-Loke, Will Savage and Harry Hewitt, 1, 2 and 3. This is going to be a great race. Max Hunter there in 4th position as well. So 2 City, 2 Trig. Will Savage on the right-hand side there, just with those beautiful long loping strokes. And Harry Hewitt on the left, a little bit of a shorter stroke. And they're just watching each other, eye for eyeing each other. Look at that, close racing, drone footage at its best. Yeah,
it's superb, isn't it? So nice tight grouping here in the men's Ironman final, straight through to the final. Plenty can happen from here, Truey. Swim leg, great to see the swim leg up first, I reckon. Great way to start an Ironman final. So they go out past the first of the swim cans, and we've said it a few times, as you can see the overhead drone footage there. We've said it a few times. Big thrill on the beach to see how quick these guys go. Lots of training in those arms, Truey. Lots of pool miles, lots of ocean miles. These guys are going.
Yeah, so Will Savage, their beautiful stroke there at the moment. See his left arm just reaching out, and he looks under his right arm just to get a bit of a breath and a bit of a line. On his tail is Max Anderson-Loke, and right next to him is Harry Hewitt. So these guys are just watching Will. We know Will has always used his swim when it's 2nd or 3rd to stamp his authority on the race. But he's gone out straight from the start and said, you guys want to catch me in this race, you're going to have to hold on to me in the swim.
Coming into the wave zone now, we should mention Glenn Eldon as well, the veteran, isn't he, Truey, out there for the Cottesloe Pylons. Ben Snook out there too, Tane Canton, Ben Jungling from the Rampant Swans, and Aldo from the Scarborough Seagulls as well. Coming into the wave zone now, 4 swimmers at the head of the field in the Ironman final.
Yeah, and look, probably the big mover in that swim. Didn't get the best start, but Charlie Hewitt. And look at this wave coming. Can we see who's going to get that, Max? Will Savage is definitely on. It looks like it might be Max. Might have just dropped over. Harry and Charlie Hewitt just waiting for the next one. Max Anderson-Loke, look at that. Head down, stiff like a surfboard, kicking as hard as he can. Great bit of surfing.
Oh, and the cheer from the beach. What about that surf, people? How good was that? Give him a cheer when he stands up. That's what we came to see. Surf skills all the way into the beach. Great work from the big fella. How good? Yes. Makes his way up on the sand now, makes his way through. One of the smartest people in Western Australia too, Truey, isn't he? And he's done it beautifully there. Makes his way under the banner now. Give him a big cheer. Good surf skills there, big fella.
Yeah, so for all the young kids and those watching from home, what Max would have had to have done there is hold his breath for 15 seconds at the end of a hard swimming race. So you try doing that in a pool, and that's what's given him this lead. Will Savage into 2nd. He's charging through this field. He wants to get straight onto Max.
Harry Hewitt gets to his paddleboard. You've got the screen there, Truey, so keep an eye on what's happening on the screen on the camera. But that is great work from Max Anderson-Loke. The Rhodes Scholar, they named a surf team out of him, and he gets himself out through the wave zone and looking very, very strong. Will Savage in 2nd.
Yeah, Harry Jones has just come through in about 6th position. But at this stage, we've got a great shot of Max just paddling out towards the camera. You can see that lead. Max is already settling into his rhythm, where Will's still popping over some of these waves. So Max is a good ski paddler and a very good board paddler. He'll be really stoked. You can see that lead now, all the way from Max out the front, back to, looks like, Max Hunter and Harry Hewitt charging through on this ski. But Max Anderson-Loke and Will Savage, they're definitely out 1 and 2.
Yeah, so this, you can see just calling from the beach. I know you got the screen there, Truey, so you're talking, well, commentating for the people at home. Glenn Eldon's just gone out. How big is Glenn Eldon's car? I saw it in the car park before. It's massive. You can see it from space. Great Wall of China and Glenn Eldon's car. That's what you can see from space. Coming to the very important part, this is the breaststroke, the freestyle part of the race, when you get the wind at your back. And courtesy of a brilliant bit of surf swimming, Maxie Anderson-Loke, the Rhodes Scholar, getting across the top of that apex now, Truey.
Yeah, so he's still heading up out to the right. He's got to get to that second can, but Will Savage is just settling into his rhythm. I think he's going to have to produce something really good in this board. But the other thing is, as Max Anderson-Loke turns right there, he gets the first of the runs. So a 10-metre lead becomes 15, becomes 20 metres very quickly. We know that Max is good in the surf, but Will Savage, he's just got that knack and that ability to read it and feel the runs, and there's still 2 more break zones to go. So on the shots there, Max doing beautifully there. Not far off from getting a wave, I don't think. And Harry Hewitt has put a massive paddle in. I think he's come into second position. Oh, no, third position, sorry.
Really high stroke rating from Harry Hewitt as he left the beach, Truey. So anxious to make up some ground after he saw the 2 boys in front get on that wave. But Harry Hewitt is powering out there on the ski, getting onto the runs. Super high stroke rating in third, as you can see, and he's made up big ground. But Max Anderson-Loke, back to you in a sec, Truey. Coming into the wave zone now. Max Anderson-Loke, the Rhodes Scholar, looking good for the City of Perth Rhodes Scholar team. Race in 3, it looks like, Truey.
Yeah, so that first little wave there, that's a good-sized wave for Max. Just enough to give him a run through on this bank and into the trough, and he should have no problems holding that. Little bit of a wobble there. This wave is just pushing the tail of that ski around, but he's managed to stay in front. So Harry Hewitt on a big wave out the back, but Will Savage there just paddling into a bit of a rip, but nothing to worry about at this stage. Max Anderson-Loke is our lead. He's going to get to his feet any second and sprint up through to this transition. One more leg, Simon. That's the board leg.
Yeah, it is. So you keep an eye on the screen there, True. So give him a big cheer as he comes through. Nice work from Max Anderson-Loke, the big fella. Look at the size of him. So strong, so determined. Eyes down on the sand. Harry Hewitt's had a really big paddle out there. Will Savage stands now. So Max Anderson-Loke goes back to the board. Will Savage working hard on the sand. Every centimetre counts at this stage. And big paddle from Harry Hewitt as well. Looks like a race in 3, although 4th place sneaking up. Now, back to you, Truey.
Yeah, so we just saw Will run through that transition. He's very fit and a very light runner, and he just burned across that soft sand, as we see from the overhead shots now. Max is straight onto the board. Harry Hewitt there running around. Doesn't he race angry? The shoulders hunched forward. He's just eyeing off those guys. He wants to catch them on this board, but he's got some work to do. And then Max Hunter there into 4th position, sprinting after Harry. And look, this is not over yet. We've got Will out, Max out in front, Will, then Harry. This is going to be a great race. But at the moment, you can see that lead to Max Anderson. It's pretty sizable.
Max Hunter ran past our commentary spot here. He's still pretty keen on pulling Harry Hewitt in. A little bit of an exchange of pleasantries. Can't tell you exactly what he says. It's a family program. But how good's this? The big four rock stars out in front. Truey, what can you see on our screen?
Yeah, so we just see the next 2 competitors there. I'm just trying to get some names here. So we've got Harry Jones there in 5th position, and then I think that's Ben Snook there. Did a really good board and has maintained 5th position there. So that's where we're sitting. We see Max out in front there. Beautiful strokes. Just coming. He's going to get to the first of those blue cans first and turn right. And what he'll do is he'll look over his right-hand shoulder and just see how much of a lead. Now, the waves play different, so he can't take it for granted, but he'd be pretty happy with where he is.
All right, so now getting across the apex, so gets the breaststroke, the freestyle bit going. The early run there, Truey. Let us know if you see anything as we see the drone shots from overhead. We've got a dismount in the wave zone. I think Glenn Eldon is back out there as well. So back markers coming through now, but this is the final run to the line, we think, for Max Anderson-Loke. One of the highlights of the day, that wave he caught in the first leg in the swim, wasn't it, Truey? Back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So we see him just up on his knees. Now, that bit of bumpy water you see go under him there would have just pushed him a little bit to the right of screen, but he's just correcting there with his right hand. Good timing, and he'll get the first crack at these waves. So there's not a lot of waves coming. So what he's going to have to hope is this one just sits up, and I think it might be right. The surf might have just played into his hands. Bit of hard work again. And he's just going to pop off the back, maybe run on the front, but that's a pretty safe option there.
Yeah, should be enough, shouldn't it, Truey? So let's bring him in, folks. Looks like the winner of the Ironman final, courtesy of a super swim leg today. The Surf Lifesavers on the beach. All the age group managers, the coaches, the teammate loved it. We love it when the surf gets involved, but looks like we're going to bring him home now. So bring him home. Second place, gets himself onto a wave as well there in Will Savage. Never out of it, is he, Will? Such a gun competitor, such a good surf competitor. So here is our winner today, folks, of the Ironman final. Let's bring him home.
Yeah, so we saw Max there really run hard in the transition, but now he can just take his time. He's got a few more events, so he's just catching his breath there. Great win there for Max Anderson-Loke. Third last round, first today. He's a bit puffed, but he's got some energy. And then we see Will Savage into third position, and I think maybe Harry Hewitt into third position.
Keep calling off the screen. Yeah, so well done. Truey will bring you results. We are calling what we can see on the screen. So the first two boys are home. Max Anderson-Loke just sucking in the big ones. Will Savage. That's a great Ironman final, folks, today. With the three big hitters. Here comes run for the line now with Harry Hewitt. Just coming in fourth behind the trig competitor there, Truey. So back to you. We'll go down and do some interviews shortly.
Yeah, so that was Max Hunter there. You just see getting his wristband recorded. Harry Hewitt into fourth. Great little wave there for the, looks like Ben Snook and Harry Jones there from Mullaloo. So that's going to be a run for fifth and sixth. Just see Ben just staying on his stomach there. Probably going to get the best of the runs. It's just really messy in there. But Ben up to his feet from the trigger from Sorrento. And Harry Jones there putting on a sprint. So fifth and sixth. Vital points. These guys definitely want to get as many as they can. And a bit of a push there. But look, that was way too close to call. But I'm going to say probably Harry Jones and then Ben Snook. Great racing. And Simon, I think you might have. We've got Northcott just coming in now. Charlie Hewitt from the City of Perth C team. Just jumping up onto his knees there. Pretty good race. Had a very good swim. And then Northcott there just coming up. Bit of a stomach cramp there, I think. But he'll finish off with a bit of a run. That's a good effort. And I think Simon's got the winner of the Open Ironman down there on the finishing line.
I do. I've got Max Anderson-Loke down here on the finish line. Mate, can we have a smile for the camera? How was that?
Yeah, it was pretty tough, but yeah, happy to get it.
So, mate, we called it from the beach. You look like you're about to fall off that wave, and then you stayed on right to the shore in that first swim. How were the lungs? Did it feel like you held your breath for a while?
Yeah, no, I was definitely pushing it, but I just knew as soon as I lifted my head, I'd be off it. So I just tried to hold on as long as possible.
Really good field today, wasn't it? With Will and Max and Harry in there as well. That's a good field. That's what you want in this competition, right?
Yeah, no, it's a good crew, and especially training with Harry as well. And also we've got Matt Collis. Yeah, it's been good.
When Harry Hewitt trains, does he pull that face and does he get angry when he trains as well?
Yeah, he's good to train with. We both push each other.
What's it like having a surf club team named after you, mate, after being a Rhodes Scholar? What's that like?
I had no say in that.
What else today for you?
Swim and then swim in the ocean relay.
Good luck, mate. Well done.
Thank you.
Spectacular piece of surf swimming today from Max Anderson-Loke, our Rhodes Scholar. He reckons he had no say in the naming of the team, Truey. I don't know. No, he's a pretty humble sort of a bloke. Well done to the City of Perth. They're getting some good points up today. And we'll just bring our back markers for the Ironman. Not far away from the Iron Women final. The Rocks, so some ripper athletes in the women's final today, Grant True as well. Popular win too from Max. Been there or thereabouts the last few years, hasn't he, Truey? We love. He's a pretty good runner as well. We've seen him in the feature in some of the running, so he uses all of his ability and all of his skill, and still breathing pretty hard there. So he really put in the Ironman. Meant a lot to the young bloke.
Yeah, absolutely. So we just saw Aldo De Ruta from Scarborough finished there for their team, and Ben Juling still just coming in. Troy Baird there from Mullaloo finishing off that race, and then as soon as they're finished, we're going to be handing straight over to the Open Ironwoman. And Troy Baird just getting a high five there from Glenn. Good teammates. These guys have been racing each other for a long time. So Troy Baird there finishing off for Mullaloo, and off to a start very soon in the Open Ironwomen. And this is going to be a great race, Simon. You called it. Makara Malice, Soraya Lee, Phoebe Ashwood, Ash Booker, Nikita Friedney. Anyone's race today?
Yeah, and Indy Rose Shepherd in there as well. So this is a great field, folks. The rock stars of the women's event today. So Soraya Lee in the middle of the field. Truey, you've got the camera shots there, but Soraya Lee, she's such a gun swimmer, isn't she? So I don't reckon she had round one all her own way, Soraya Lee, because of the surf. And I reckon she'll make an impact today. So Soraya Lee out there for the Mullaloo Blue team, making up the field as well. Kira Nadanio from Northcote, from Jen Mullins from the Scarborough Seagulls, Mia Jackson from City C, go Jacko. We've got Olivia Shute in there as well from Trig Red, Taylor Suter from the Cottesloe Pylons, and Neve McLeod from Mullaloo Gold. Nice even start. Soraya Lee looks like she might just be heading the field at this stage, Chewy.
Yeah, so she was really good across the bank there. She's out in the lead. And what she did is under those waves, I mentioned it before, she actually stayed under for 2 waves and got a great run out. So she's on the right-hand side in that white, blue and yellow cap. You can just see Makara just on her right-hand side there, Nikita in the middle in that pink vest. And then we look back to Scarborough in Jennifer Mullins in probably 3rd position. So 2 different sides, got the right-hand side with the best line, and then Jennifer there leading the left-hand pack. Pretty close. But great overhead shot there with Soraya Lee and Makara there, 1 and 2, coming up to that first turn.
Well, great conditions now for very exciting conditions for the spectators and for the managers and all of our teams here. As we see from the beach, we see the athletes from side on, but the waves and the surf, as we saw in the men's Ironman final, will play its part here. You can see the leaders getting that push from behind, getting that southwesterly behind them as they go across the top of the course now. But good race. Soraya Lee in second, I think, isn't she? So she's pushing hard. Watch from Makara Mouse. Her surf skis will play a part here, I reckon, Chewy.
Yeah, absolutely. So these 2 girls neck and neck. Now, Nikita Friednay in 3rd position. We saw her in round 1. Things didn't go her way. She raced really hard that day, and I don't think she was happy with how she went. But today she's come back with a vengeance, and she's straight onto Soraya's wash there. So you watch for her, particularly in the board later on. So these competitors, the first ones to get the run there, Makara and Soraya there, 1 and 2. They both look pretty comfortable. Big side chops there.
Soraya Lee's been a gun swimmer since she came through the junior ranks, hasn't she, Truey? And Makara Malice, I reckon one of the athletes of round 1 for sure. So strong, so composed, so much core strength, I reckon. Really strong in all 3 legs and through transition as well. So race in 2 at this stage. Lee in there as well with Malice from a Trig. 2 of the rock stars of Iron Women racing, heading into the wave zone right now, Truey.
Yeah, so we just see Soraya looking under her right-hand shoulder. She'll stop. Makara's stopped just to wait for this wave. Nikita's not going to get it. These first 2, let's see how they go. Head down, stiff like a surfboard, kick, kick, kick. They'll get a little extra wash here, but Makara's just dropped off. Soraya's done the best there. We saw what a difference that made in the Open Ironman. So these 2 neck and neck, and then Jennifer Mullins from Scarborough. Great swim there. That looks like it might be Nikita there, just pulling off that wave there. But Soraya Lee, probably the closest to shore and the best line.
Yeah, well, I think so. She's on the southern side just of these 2 as they come in now. So Soraya Lee just dolphining now, Makara Malice opting to stand. But this is where the men's race was decided on this bit right here. Malice very nicely across that little gutter there, brings the goggles off. Soraya Lee, goggles off, heading out into the ski leg. Makara Malice from Trig. But great race for 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th behind these 2, Chewy.
Yeah, so we see Nikita and Phoebe there from the 2 city teams in 3rd and 4th. And they're going to run up around this transition. But at this stage on your screen, that's Makara on the left, Soraya on the right there. We see Phoebe and Nikita there just running. Nikita just using up some smart racing there to get her feet in Phoebe's footsteps. But onto the board now. Sorry, onto the ski. But at this stage, Jennifer Mullins there just running through the transition area. And a few little waves coming as we look back out into the ocean. And Makara and Soraya just waiting for these first white waters.
This could decide the women's race right here, True. If they can get through this wave zone unscathed. Nikita Friednay with a nice transition moves into 3rd, but got to get herself through. Makara Malice so good through transition, True. So strong. She's such a powerfully built athlete, so strong through her core. We'll keep an eye on the screen there, True. Big wave coming up now. These 2 girls got through. Nikita Friednay and Phoebe Ashworth get through. Yes, they get through as well. Nikita comes off. Phoebe comes off as well. Race into out in front. Malice from Trig. Soraya Lee from Mullaloo in that second.
Yeah, so that's some good shots here with Makara just out in the lead. Soraya just sitting on her wash. You see getting a little bit of an advantage, staying away from that cam, which is a good idea because it will mess with the trim of your ski. But Makara, we saw her do so well on the ski in round 1. And Saray is just sitting there. She's going to come a little bit further out to the right on your screen. That's just to allow for some drift backwards. But they're going to be going around that yellow cam very soon, very controlled. But Makara, what a strong paddler. And Saray, you see, with a much longer stroke there. So 2 different paddling styles. But at this stage, it's serving them well with 1 and 2. In the lead in this open iron woman.
Great race for third. We're behind them. We saw a little bit of carnage with Phoebe Ashworth and Nikita Freydnay being bumped off the boards, the two girls there. And so race for third on in earnest. Our 2 leaders getting near the apex of the course now, Tree. They will get the early use of the wave zone. Makara Malice knows no other way, does she? Just the front runner goes so hard, so strong. Saray Lee needs to hang on to here. Don't write Nikita Freydnay off, such a good board paddler as well. The overhead shots looking superb here at the SunSmart WA Surf League.
Yeah, so you can just see Phoebe Ashworth there with that blue nose on the screen. She's just in 3rd position. The pink vest is Nikita Freydnay, then Jen Mullins in 5th. But have a look at that overhead shot there from Makara. That is beautiful paddling. She's just lengthened out a bit there as she gets the runs. Saray is keeping her rating nice and controlled, but Makara just picks up that rating. Triggs guys love these conditions, and she's definitely showing she trains in it a lot. First little run here. Don't think it's going to turn into a wave, but it's definitely going to just extend that lead ever so slightly over Soraya.
Just to generate a bit more power across the top of the course with the wind, didn't she, mate? Than Soraya. They just managed to just steal a little bit of distance there, just a few metres. But Soraya not out of this, coming into the wave zone now. What a great paddle from Makara Malice, though, even as they hit the cans the first time around. But Malice so strong. I reckon the athlete of the meet from the SunSmart WA Surf League round 1, but she looks over her right-hand shoulder now, Chewy. She's getting herself in a wave zone, but Soraya getting herself onto a wave.
Yeah, so there's a wave coming for Soraya, but Makara's still the first one into this quite deep trough. You can see that green water compared to the sandy water where Soraya is. That's what I'm talking about with the trough. So Makara just straightening up there, heading on. She'll get to her feet first, but Soraya's actually done really well to milk as much of a run as she can. And she's come back into this race really, really well. So back a long way back to 3rd and 4th as we see Makara there just running up. She'll be thinking about this run, but also what does she need to do on the board.
She's really good at this bit, Truey. She's so strong, Makara Malice. So strong through the core. Great competitor. Soraya Lee coming through now from Mullaloo. Has a little glance. Come on, Soraya. Come on, Soraya. Come on, Makara. Makara, a little look over her right-hand shoulder. You got the screen, Chewy. Good race for third. Nikita Freydnay has made up some ground from the city of Perth.
Yeah, so Nikita Freydnay and Jen Mullins there from Scarborough. Really good effort there from the Scarborough team. As we see and Phoebe there. So 3, 4 and 5 still really close. Nikita looks like she's racing with some determination there. Across the bank of this transition area. Yeah,
just coming past the finish line now. Nikita Freydnay is now up and about. She's really good at this stuff. She comes through now. So Phoebe Ashworth hanging in super well as well. Big tall athlete, makes her way through. Jen Mullins comes through as well. Nikita Freydnay, great transition from her. And we know she's a gun board paddler. She's got to get herself out here to try and get herself onto the podium. Makara Malice looking very strong out in front. Truey, you have the drone shots.
Yeah, so we see Saray just on her stomach still working her way through that break zone, but Makara's already in that, well, for today, clean water. So she's heading out to that blue cam, and she'll turn right around that and then get on these runs. So I reckon that's a lead way too large to worry anyone today, but Makara out in the lead there, playing it safe on her stomach. We see Soraya jumping up on her knees. She's got a little bit of work to do. There are waves and there are runs. So Makara is going to need something really bad to happen, and Soraya is going to need to be praying to Huey for a big wave from out the back. But Makara, she's got this race wrapped up, I'd say, Simon.
Yeah, great spectacle, isn't it? And the backmaster's pushing really hard too, True, because these points all important for all of the clubs. We just heard the core guy go, Kira from Northcote. She came through. She's on the southern side of the course now. The Northcote athlete, she's making her way through. So. Great work from Makara Malice today. Very dominant in round 1. Different set of surf conditions today, but she's found a way. Soraya Lee looking very strong in second as well, Truey.
Yeah, so Makara's just up onto her knees there. She'll know exactly where Soraya is. There she is coming around that blue cam, but Makara. So don't forget, she spent all last year over in Queensland training and racing with Currumbin. So some pretty good race experience in there. They're a very strong club, and she's brought a lot of that determination. And obviously a few secrets back because she's absolutely dominating the Open Iron women today.
Yeah, great performance. And these are the two guns, aren't they, these two? Soraya and Makara, so strong. And Nikita Freydnay's had a good board paddle as well. We know how strong she is on the board, the little City of Perth athlete now. So it looks like Makara will put this to bed as she comes in through the wave zone now. Nice piece of surfing there, Chewy. Makara Malice from Trigg getting some big points for her club.
Yeah, she's just, again, played it nice and safe across that trough onto her stomach. She'll just pop over this last little bit of white water. So we might even get a smile out of her at the end of this, Simon. She's got an unassailable lead, and look at her run up. The crowd's going to start going nuts, I reckon, for the Open Iron woman, Makara. Back-to-back, round 1 and 2.
Soraya Lee's board has just gone up into space, Truey. She's just been... just nosedive. She had to wait for a little while. She had to wake in the dead zone. She's swimming to her board. Now, Makara Malice crosses the line. Let's not forget that. A dominant performance. Can Soraya Lee get to her board? She's choosing to swim, Truey. She's got Nikita Freydnay on behind. She copped 2 waves there, Truey. She got 2 waves and launched the board up into space, so the handler's got a bit of work to do to get the board back. Nikita Freydnay on a little run. So will the luck go the way of Nikita from City of Perth? Soraya Lee on her feet now. Gets herself across the gutter. A run to the line for second, folks. Here we go. Soraya Lee, Nikita Freydnay. Nice work from Soraya Lee. Just looks over her left-hand shoulder there. Ripper paddle, too, from Nikita Freydnay today. She's so tough. Well done, Soraya. Very spectacular exit off the board there, Soraya. We all enjoyed that. Maybe not you quite so much. All right, let's bring him in, Truey. You have the screen there.
Yeah, so Ash Booker there into 4th position. Just coming off on the shoulder. She's letting that board go. A handler will grab it. And we saw her do really well in round 1, and she's backed up with a 4th position in round 2. Phoebe Ashwood in the back there, and then I think that might be Jen Mullins into 6th position. Ash Booker there running under the SunSmart finishing arch. We always get a smile out of her. And Phoebe Ashwood there finishing off for the second city team. So good racing. These girls are starting to get a little bit puffed. They've got a few races to go. And Jen Mullins there, good to see Scarborough up in the points in the round 2 of the SunSmart Surf League.
Yeah, so we'll bring you an interview from the finish line. Truey, keep our viewers at home on My Beach and Facebook covered with the SunSmart WA Surf League with whatever they can see. And we'll bring out Makara to the microphone shortly. All right, so let's come to the finish line now. And Makara Malice takes out the Iron Woman final. How you feeling, champ?
Pretty good. That was a bit of a hard race. I had quite a bad swim start, but it's all right. Had to work my way back.
From where we're standing in the commentary box, you work every inch of that course, don't you? You work the transitions. You come out of the water as hard as you can. It's all about being strong as much as possible. You really sort of made the race your own in the ski leg across the top, yeah? Once you got the wind behind you.
Yeah, like I just try and work my hardest like throughout all the race, especially in the transitions and going into the water. I think that's where it really counts.
A good field today. Good to see to have some genuine competition. So Iron Woman racing in WA in a pretty healthy state.
Yeah, it's quite good group of girls that we're racing against. It's competitive and it's always really good fun going around the course with them.
They all look a bit tired, Makara. I'll just get the camera on to have a look. Looks like everyone's put in down there, so that's what you want. You want hard racing in the women's event today. So well done. And just finally, some points for Trigg as well. Trigg going okay at this stage.
Yeah, hopefully our group wins, but yeah, cool.
What else today?
I have the board relay now, the board and the ocean relay.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Makara Malice, the women of the Iron Woman final. Dominant performance, works every bit of the course. Works coming out of the water, going into the water, runs hard on the sand. Very strong, Truey. Very composed down here with her interview, and very strong as we head to our next event. This should be a blinder.
Yeah, this is going to be a ripper. We've already seen the 2-person ski relay. Now we've got the 2-person board relay, and the men are just getting us under a start there. Let's see how they go across this gutter. They're straight onto their knees, using as much momentum. A few bunny hops back onto their boards to keep that pace up. And that looks like Patrick Ely there in the middle with a great start from Trigg Island Green. Matt Collis there on his left-hand side, and then Sam Hansen from North Cottesloe there. So great start there, but Patrick Ely off to an absolute flyer. And a name to watch in here, Brendan Naylor. His dad, Greg, was a very good board paddler a number of years ago, so good to see that family lineage coming through. But at this stage, Patrick Healy, Matt Collis and Sam Hansen there, 1, 2 and 3.
Yeah, Matt Collis, of course, the state board champion from last year, so strong on the board. That was a spectacular start, Truey. Lots of testosterone, lots of kilowatts from the boys. You got the overhead shots there, but looks like we do have a leader at this stage. So really, really strong field today, as Truey said. Bailey Cook, Sam Henson-Thompson, Aldo DeRuda, Jimmy Cohen, Luke Bishop, Patrick Healy out there, Harry Jones, Brendan Naylor, Kirby Jackson, Go Jacko from City B, Kai Boswick, Matthew Collis, Maxie Hunter, Josh Howard.
Yeah, so Patrick Healy there, beautiful big run. Everyone would have seen that from home. He was right next to Matt and just got that run and absolutely put 3 or 4 metres in. Sam now gets a turn of it. I think that's Jackson there into 4th position. James Cohen into 5th position getting a run. But Patrick Healy, what a way to set up a race. Matt Collis had to turn on a lot of power. Now we see his turn. Look at him cut to the right of that screen to get every little bit of an advantage. But it's the white rash vest of Patrick Healy there from Trig Island with the best line.
Oh, for sure. The boys about to hand off to the girls. So in the girls today, Mullaloo, Neve McLeod, Kira Albertson, Northcott, Phoebe Jones, Scarborough, Mia Jackson City, the Swans, Amy Jackson, Makara Malice for Trig, Jenna Stummer out there too, India Rose Shepherd from Trig, Mia Nesbitt from City, Ash Booker, Sorrento, Sophie Lloyd, City Road Scholars, Trig Red, Hannah Chris, Taylor Suter, Cottesloe Pylons. Into the wave zone, Truey.
Yeah, Sam Hansen from Northcott on that wave. Matt Collis had to wait. Patrick Healy had to keep paddling. Talk about 3 different situations on how to catch a wave, but they're all back neck and neck. 1, 2 and 3. Patrick Healy on the right, Sam in the middle, and Matt on the far left-hand side, probably with the best run, and we know Matt's a pretty good runner.
Here we go. A bit of excitement, folks. Get behind the boys. 3 strong clubs there. Matthew Collis, Sam Henson-Thompson, Patrick Healy as well. So Collis gets himself around. And there's a bit of argy-bargy here as well. Matthew Collis, that's the fastest I've ever seen him run, Truey. He hands over now Sam Henson-Thompson. Not quite as quick on the sand, the big powerhouse. Bigsy Mills, there he goes. Hands off to his North Cottesloe teammate in Kira Albertson. 1, 2 and 3 in the water.
Yeah, so there we see on screen James Cohen just running up through the transition. Have a look out the back. We've just seen Makara win the Ironwoman. She's straight back in on the board here and currently neck and neck with Sophie Lloyd. So these two, 1 and 2, and then Kira Albertson in 3rd position. So nice tight racing. We see the City C team handing off back to Matt Jones from Mullaloo handing off. But Sophie's just got hit and Makara has stayed on her board and put another unassailable lead just about, maybe 5 to 10 metres.
Fair bit going on here, Tree. You know, in that men's race when they came in, there's a lot going on. Very spectacular conditions with big wave coming through out of the back now. These girls need to get through this if they can. So the first 3 through. This is a fair-sized wave, this set coming through now. The girls, what will they do? They go under. Makara Malice so strong, Truey, makes every centimetre of the course count from a trig. If you look back, you see a little bit of carnage behind her, but 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th, all through, getting through that wave zone now. So Trig Island, how good is Makara Malice? She's having a day out today.
Yeah, so we saw her just get the best. She popped over a wave, didn't make any mistakes, and now she's reaping those rewards. First to turn, you can see her at the top of the screen there with that pink nose on the board. She's got about a 10-metre lead. Sophie's right there. And then we look back to Kira, but the rest of the field got hit by 2 or 3 waves. That's why this lead for the first 3 is so strong. So there we see Makara there on the first of the lead. Sophie's done really well around the back of that course. Don't forget, she's probably not as tight as Makara, who's already done 1 Ironwoman race. So we'll see what Bicky she's got left in the tank.
Yeah, this is an over, is it? So Makara Malice, we know how good she was in the Ironwoman race, but Sophie, if she can just hang in here to get across this wave zone, you see her digging deep now. So Makara just goes back onto her knees. Sophie Lloyd digging in the deep ones, just trying to get one of those runs, Truey.
Yeah, Kira there from Northcott just working that run to the left of screen. And we see those runs across the back from the other 2 city competitors. But at the moment, here are your leaders. Makara on that board in front. Sophie with her head down, just having a bit of a look at a wave. That first run to Makara, just about going to seal it. She's going to be very happy for a little rest.
Yeah, so nice work from the Trig team. Very, very good work from them. Makara Malice now just cruising through the wave zone. Sophie Lloyd digging deep up on her knees. Big 5 or 6 strokes there from Makara Malice just to make sure of it. So Trig and City of Perth, the two dominant teams here today, Trui. We did see a win for North Cottesloe in the beach sprint, but Malice goes up onto her feet now. That's a nice 10 minutes work from the champ, from Trig. Bring her in now, Trig Island. Cara Malice and Sophie Lloyd just hands over to her handler now. Oh, whoa, Jack Reddy. Little smile from her. Makara Malice across the line now. Second place, Trui. Sophie Lloyd from the City of Perth. Good work from Collis and Lloyd today. Third place coming through now, Grant True.
Yeah, so we just see Sophie there into second position, crossing the line. A little bit of a smile there. And Makara having a bit of a rest. Kira Albertson there into third position from Northcott, finishing off with a very strong run. So we see these conditions playing such a big role today. And definitely, if you've got your head screwed on right and you can get the best run on the way out and race smart on the way in, you'll be up with these leaders for sure. So there we see, might be Mia Jackson there into fifth position. Mia Nesbitt there giving a teammate a bit of a bump. They're best mates, so they might be having a bit of a chat through. But Mia Nesbitt just runs through into fifth position, and Mia Jackson, a little flick of their hair there into sixth. So well done. Lots of good points, and we see the rest of the field there just coming through. Mullaloo, Scarborough, Mullaloo, and Sorrento. So we're just getting set for a start in the surf race. And we might hear from Simon in a minute with the winners. But at this stage, surf race is still coming up. And looking forward to seeing. Now, one to watch in this one. Again, we always love the surf race. Harry Hewitt, Max Anderson-Loke, Will Savage, Charlie Hewitt, Paul Laver, very good swimmer. And also Ben Snook, we saw him do really well in the Ironman. And Jake Smith, I think he's here today for Trig Island Red.
All right, I hope you're enjoying the SunSmart WA Surf League here from Scarborough Beach. This is round two. This is just seeing the completion of the board reel. Just going to do an interview here. Now, we've got to Sophie Lloyd, who is a very reluctant interview subject. Matt Collis and Sophie Lloyd, that's the dream team for City of Perth, isn't it?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, not today, but maybe another time.
You never know with the date. You're never out of it when the surf's like this. You just got to hang in as best you can. Makara very strong, but didn't quite go your way with the waves, but a good work still.
Yeah, no, I got hit on the way out, but managed to hold my second place. So yeah.
We've got Jack Reddy in, because Jack Reddy's the handler, one of the more charismatic people in WA Surf. How's City going today, Jack Reddy?
Yeah, great. It would be really good if we could get more handlers on the beach, but I just love coming down and doing my job for the team. You might have seen me on the shore there with two boards in each hand. I'm looking to do the same in the ski race.
Well, what it has done, mate, has earned you an on-air interview for being a legend. City of Perth, the Red and Whites, getting a few points up today.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got the Rhodes Scholars, and the B team, we've changed the City Ben Collis, just to respect his name. And you'll see him on the beach. He's probably the most stupid-looking kid here, so watch out.
It's a big call. Thank you, Jack. Jack Reddy and Sophie Lloyd, well raced. Thank you very much. Let's go down. We've got the surf races now. You love these, Chewy. This will be awesome. Great fields.
Yeah, so drone shot there. We can see looking back onto those starters. And I reckon if you keep an eye on number 1, 3, 5, 7, 11, they're going to be the ones to watch from left to right. Jake Smith there on the far left, just holding up there as he ran into that trough. And then we see Max Anderson-Loke, Harry Hewitt up onto his feet early, running across. Wants to make amends from the Ironman, I think. So that's Harry on the top of screen, Max Anderson-Loke, Jake Smith on the right, and Will Savage probably in fourth position. So still a long way to go, but these guys are just starting to duck dive down. They're getting onto their bank there, just getting their toes just to clip that water. But look at that, Harry Hewitt, Max Anderson-Loke, probably the tallest in the field, 1 and 2.
So, True, if you were allowed to bet, and you have to gamble responsibly, if I gave you $5 and said go down to the betting shop, who would you put your money on here as they head out?
Well, look, normally I would probably go Jake Smith, Max Anderson-Loke, but I've got to go Harry Hewitt just because he's so angry. He loves racing angry. The shoulders come forward. His dad's not in this race, but he was in the race before, and he'll be screaming at him to earn some respect for that family name. Luckily, Harry Hewitt in lead.
I love seeing Paul Laver in this race as well from Scarborough, the gun swimmer. Such a good swimmer, Paul Laver, such a good fella. As you say, Charlie Hewitt, Sam Parker, Will Savage, Tane Canton, Ben Snook, Jakey Smith, the gun, Glenn Eldon, the man with the biggest car in Australia, Luke McCord, Riley Kennedy, about to make the turn around the first cam. What do we have, Grant?
Yes, I think that is Max in the lead, but Jake Smith is flowing through on the inside of that can. Absolutely ripper turn. And then so on your screen now, you can see Jake Smith in the lead. That looks like it might be Max Anderson-Loke, Harry Hewitt, Paul Laver, and then back to Harry Jones in fifth position at this stage. But great racing. Paul Laver's coming through this field at 100 miles an hour.
Love Paul Laver, the big fella there he goes. How good is this, folks? How good? A gang of 5 or 6 getting themselves around the can. It's going to come down to the wave. We saw Max Anderson-Loke get a wave in the swim leg of the Ironman. What will happen here? Everyone going flat out. There's arms. There's the big 6-beat kicks going true. Back to you. Here we go.
Yeah, these guys are absolutely neck and neck. So that's still Jake Smith out in the lead. Paul Laver into second position. Harry Hewitt, Max Anderson-Loke, Will Savage, and then we're just trying to get back to maybe Charlie Hewitt in sixth position. Northcott, we've got Riley Kennedy, but at this stage, Jake Smith, the first of that run, looking under his right arm. Hopefully there's something coming. Paul Laver on his feet, and then again, Riley Kennedy from Northcott, big move.
This is a massive race. I love this. The big, strong boys, the distance boys, Laver and Smith, the boys that swim across the channel. On a wave now, Truey. 3 boys on a wave, 4 boys on a wave. What will happen? Will it come to the run to the beach?
Yeah, so Paul Laver there just held that wave. Max Anderson-Loke almost did a repeat of the Ironman. He's in the second position, but Paul Laver, probably the tallest swimmer.
Look at his legs coming over that gutter.
He's been doing triathlons. Now he's back in the surf. Good to see him. And again, Scarborough having a day out so far.
Oh, Paul Laver. Look at the look on Paul Laver's face. The big legs get him across the gutter. Back to you, Truey. Race on for second, third and fourth. Paul Laver wins the surf race. Good on you, Paul.
Yeah, Jake Smith into second position there from Trigg Island, just outrunning Max. Harry Hewitt into fourth. Charlie Hewitt into fifth. And then Riley Kennedy from Northcott into 6th position. Great racing. I'll tell you what, that was a bit of a ball over. We mentioned Paul, but I didn't think he'd be up in the lead.
Oh, the big 2 endurance boys at the front of the field, the big boys. Big, strong boys. Swimming for the strong guys today out there in the chop and the surf. We'll get Paul Laver in just a second. Truey, I'll get you to go through the women's race in just a moment. We'll preview that just while we're waiting to get down here. So, Max Anderson-Loke, the Rhodes Scholar, in third. This is a quality field. Harry Hewitt in fourth. What a swim that was. That was very spectacular from the beach. Let's grab Paul Laver now for a bit of a chat on camera. And Scarborough get themselves maximum points. Paul Laver, how was that?
Oh, it's a bit unexpected, Simon, but it's good. It's good.
Truey called it as you're going across the top. He just sort of came out of nowhere. He said you were going 100 miles an hour. Getting a bit of love from the rest of the crew as well. So nice to be on the winners' podium, mate.
Yeah, it is. It's been a long time in surf since I've won anything, so it's really good. Yeah, good to do it for Scarborough too. My first win in Scarborough Colours in an open event. So yeah.
Well done. What was the trick out there today? Was it a bit of a strength swim with a bit of chop and a bit going on?
Yeah. There was a bit, you've got to get over the bank quick, obviously. Long bank. That was all right. Conserve energy around the cans. Just jumped onto Jake's toes, follow him in, take the right wave on the way in, and that's it.
And then get those big legs working across the gutter, right?
Exactly, yeah. The blood's still getting down to them now.
Oh, what a mate. That was awesome. The crowd loved it. Well done, Paul.
Cheers, Simon. Catch you later.
Paul Laver from Scarborough. How about that? Bit of a boil over. We are now going over to the beach sprints, are we, Truey? Truey, you hold, and I'll be there for the beach sprint shortly. This is the SunSmart WA Surf League. Massive win from the very popular Scarborough athlete, Paul Laver.
Yeah, what a great result for Scarborough. And looking forward in a few races, we're going to see Jen Mullins there. She did a really good swim in the Ironwoman, so they might be able to get a lot of points from this swim. But over to the beach flags. And we just see the open male beach flag. So they're the starters. We'll be down quite a few on that, I would say. But again, all teams, everyone's got to have a runner and a beach flag. They're very, very important points. We've seen them anchor the city teams over the years. And again, beach sprint's already up. Northcott there. Dominic Banks-Smith will be one to watch. Will Host from the top Trig Island team. Kelton Mulray, he's had a go in the flags. He's a very good board paddler. So when Simon gets down there, we'll get an update on the finalists. Again, Imogen Harrington from City Scholars, Lucy Hills, they did 1 and 2 from round 1. And there we see the final, I think 4 or 5 for the female flags. And Simon, you've probably got an up-to-date final.
I do, true. We're down to four runners, 3 flags. So Lucy Hills, City of Perth, Mia Fraser from the City of Perth, Imogen Harrington, who won the beach sprint, and Hannah Wallace from Mullaloo. So go Hannah is the call down here from bloke who's just come out of one of the Scarborough pubs by the looks of things. All right, so the City of Perth runners down there as well with the Mullaloo runner. In starters' hands, 4 runners, 3 flags. Come down and have a look. Very exciting. Imogen Harrington in the field. Took out the women's beach sprint. And starters' hands. Go Hannah's the call. Hannah's in the middle there from Mullaloo. And 3 City of Perth runners go through. Well done, Hannah from Mullaloo. Very popular crowd favourite down here today.
Yes, Simon, that's a really good effort there. So all 3 runners, 1, 2 and 3. It just goes a long way to show just the expertise of Lee Buchan, sprint coach there. Gab Murphy, Britt Hootengar, not in the team today out with injuries. They normally dominate it. Well, their backups are just going to get 1, 2 and 3.
Yeah, so we go now to the final 4 runners in the men. So Don Banks Smith from Northcott. You can see him on the eastern side of the course, the Scarborough side. Took out the beach sprint. Ty Kirkpatrick from the Serendipity Dolphins. Will Host from Trig Island Green. What a gun he is. And Ben Waterman from Trig Island. So a nice little mix of personalities, clubs and characters in there. 4 runners, 3 flags. In starters' hands. All right, off and racing. So, big Duke out in the middle. So, Don Banks Smith's managed to steal one there. He's managed to steal that one. It's not his favourite event. As he said, he prefers the beach sprint. Very long, lean runner. Will Host in the middle there as well. And nice work. So, just snuck through there, True. I'm not sure what you've got on the screen there, but just managed to sneak through. So, Don Banks Smith with a big smile on his face. 3 runners from the City of Perth now go into the 2 flag situation. 3 runners. So the 3 girls from the City of Perth, Lucy Hills, Mia Fraser and Imogen Harrington. So Imogen took out the beach sprint as we mentioned. The 3 City of Perth runners, good runners. We got 2 Trig Island runners. Ben Waterman makes his way through. Will Host and Don Banks Smith in the boys. Girls come down a level with the beach sprint boys, just posing on the northern side of the course. 3 poses. Into starters' hands. Here we go. Imogen Harrington up a little late and just gets nudged out of the beach sprint winner. So 2 of the City of Perth goes through. So Lucy and Mia go through. And Imogen just gets knocked out. So down to Lucy Hills and Mia Fraser into the final of the flags down here at Grant True. I hope you're enjoying the action. This is the SunSmart WA Surf League. Here, our men's 3 down to 2. Don Banks Smith from Northcott, Will Host from Trig Island, and Ben Waterman from Trig. Ben Waterman on the ocean side, Don Banks Smith on the Scarborough side. We go into starters' hands, ripping through the beach flags final. 3 different blokes, 3 different techniques. Oh, Don Banks Smith swaps direction right at the end. The 2 massive units from Trig go through. The Roo Dog, Don Banks Smith gets knocked out. Great racing, hey folks. Get behind the boys. Well done, Dom. Well done. And Ben Waterman and Will Host go through from Trig. We have Mia Fraser and Lucy Hills from the City of Perth.
Yes. So Simon, just as those the 1 and 2 get themselves set, just hardening up the sand there to get a really good push off. We just saw an updated points. So neck and neck at the start and the top of the leaderboard, with Trig Island and City of Perth separated by 2 points. Trig Island round 1 winners just edging out City by 2 points at this stage. Then we look back to Mullaloo Blue on 118, actually in equal second. And then Mullaloo Gold in 8th position. So those who are watching at home can see those points. And that's what every club and every competitor is racing for here. But 1 and 2 in the beach flags final.
All right, Tree. So Lucy Hills and Amia Fraser. All right, so Lucy and Mia go through. Mia gets. And it looks like Mia might have got there. Big cheer for Mia. Massive finish for the beach sprint here for the girls. Well done. We'll have a chat to you, Lucy, in just a second. Well done, Lucy. Let's just get the girls catch their breath. Super racing down here, True. You got the 2 Trig Island boys, Will Host and Ben Waterman, about to race in the final. All right. So we will get our interview with our winner of the women's in just a second. Men's final. Here we go. Trig v Trig. All right, false start. So let's wait and see. We'll just we're going down again. All right. This is the SunSmart WA Surf League. It's all about the entertainment. All right, so on the ocean side, Will Host. Slightly different rules here. Nice work from our officials. Ben Waterman, Scarborough side. Will Host, ocean side. And they're running. Good start from Will Host. Ben Waterman can't quite get there, but still manages to get the smile in. Will Host gets yourself home. Great racing from the boys there. A little bit of debris, a little bit of carnage, a few scars on the boys and girls there. We'll get an interview with our 2 winners today. Great racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us down at the amphitheatre today. Will, well done, mate. You got a little bit of a few little scratches there. Who did that?
Yeah, well, that was Dom, man. He was actually a bit vicious. Like, unexpected from a guy who's so nice. So I can't believe it.
Got to watch the skinny boys, mate. Congratulations. 2 nice wins for the City of Perth, guys. How was that?
Yeah, it was really great to be able to compete against all my teammates from City.
No, well done. Good coaching squad down there now, isn't it? Good stable. You must be enjoying it.
Yeah, it's great fun with so many good competitors.
Well done, Mia. And Will, well done to you. So, Trig, having a good day in the water, and that's good to get some points there too.
Yeah, exactly. We're not known for our sand competitors. Ben flagged excellently. That's an impressive masterclass effort there, Benny. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good to get some points on the board on the beach as well.
Yeah, well done, Will, and to Mia as well. So well done, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the beach flags. True, back to you at the central commentary spot. Plenty good racing to come in the SunSmart WA Surf League.
Thank you, Simon. A great beach flag action there. Okay, straight back into the water here with the open female surf race. Ones to watch here. So I'm going to call Phoebe Ashworth from the Second City team. Keep an eye out for her. Daisy Hewitt from the City Road Scholars. Jen Mullins, I'm tipping to be another boil over like we saw Paul Laver from Scarborough. So Jen Mullins, definitely keep an eye on her. And then we've got the very strong Trig swimmers. Olivia Shue, Ruby Warm, Dana Tyndall from Trig Island. We've also got Soraya Lee. And just a bit of a shout out, Chloe Hogan from the Third City team. She's actually a boatie having a swim today. So good to see her having a crack there. Daisy Hewitt moving straight round to the right of that field. Doesn't want to have to swim into this wind. So good drone shots there. That's Phoebe Ashwood on the far left. Second from the left, sorry. She had a great swim in round 1. Daisy Hewitt ran a long way to around the back of the field to try and counteract this current. She might have gone a little bit too far. Soraya Lee there on screen, just looking up, ducking under that wave, and then back down to Phoebe Ashwood on the right-hand side. So these girls here, they've gone through that trough. Now you see them just starting to run. Ruby, Soraya there, and I think that might actually be Daisy Hewitt there. I might have called someone else who's gone for a run, but Daisy there on the right-hand side, right onto Soraya's feet. But this is a good start from Soraya. We see her in the endurance racing do really well, but she's gone out really hard off that sprint and hopefully trying to set herself up for a race. But Soraya Lee with maybe a 1 metre lead out to Ruby Warren from Trig Island.
So true. If what happens in the men's race happens in the women's race today, the big surf guys, the big strong guys. So Jakey Smith, so good when he swims to Rotto. Paul Laver, such a gun as well. The distance blokes came through. So there's a bit of work to do out there because of the conditions. So is it likely we'll see the endurance girls come through here?
Yes. So what you see with a lot of the endurance swimmers is they've got a really strong kick and they're really balanced in the water and efficient. So they might not be able to sprint off the start, but they just mow the field down. They just get into this grind, this real long, efficient stroke, and they save energy towards the end of the race. But Soraya Lee has absolutely sprinted this and has got about a 4 or 5 metre lead.
That's where Soraya likes to be, front running the super talented junior. Look how good she looks from side on to everyone on the beach. Soraya Lee has making a statement here. She just needs to get a little bit of luck where she comes through the wave zone. Soraya Lee second in the Ironwoman. Very spectacular exit in the exit off the board in the Ironwoman final as well, Tree. But Soraya Lee holding sway at the front of today's field.
Yeah, and then we've got Olivia Shue from Trig Island, Ruby Warren from Trig Island, Daisy Hewitt, and Phoebe Ashwood, I think, still in second position there. You can see the top of that leading pack. Daisy Hewitt just coming up onto her feet. Nice, long, efficient stroke. And then back to the Trig girls. But Soraya Lee's going to get the first crack at this wave. Not going to quite sit up. She's got a little bit of work to do. She's just looking for something to come, so she may be a bit tired. She might get a little bit of assistance, but not enough today. Look at the field starting to charge her down.
A little bit unlucky there, Soraya. A little bit unlucky. Just got the double wave. Just missed that lip. She stands like she did in the board in the Ironman, but she's on this, Truey. Soraya Lee from Mullaloo. Could this be the luck that she needs? Nice cheer going up from the beach. Looks good too. Milks that wave. Soraya Lee has it in her grasp at this stage.
Yeah, that's right. So we saw her hold that wave really well. She knows she's got this deep trough, which is probably another 10 to 20 strokes just before you can get your feet underneath you for the run. But she's just looking there. Not a lot of assistance coming. The rest of the field just coming into this trough. Soraya probably stood a little bit early there. But
nice. Sorry, Truey. Nice surf work from Soraya Lee. Just timing a nice little run there. She's only got about 10 metres on second place, but that's good work. Geez, Phoebe Ashworth's been good, hasn't she, Truey, in round 1 and round 2. Soraya Lee will win this. She has a little look over her right-hand shoulder. She finally gets a little bit of surf luck. Soraya Lee from Mullaloo will take out the female surf race. Phoebe Ashworth stands now. Great work from Phoebe. What a gun she is. On the screen, Truey, we see under the finish line and a win for Soraya Lee.
Yeah, so we remember back to round 1. She actually, there we see Phoebe there finishing in second position from City of Perth. But don't forget, Soraya led the whole way in that round 1 Surf League, only to be passed at the last minute. So Daisy Hewitt into third position, and great effort there from all those 3 ladies leading out the field.
5th place coming across the line now. So Sorrento City, Trig. And good work from the girls. Soraya Lee gets herself on line. Very spectacular races in the men's and women's female surf race today. Really good racing. Paul Laver winds back the clock with a win in the boys' race today. And nice work from him. Now, Soraya Lee has won the female surf race. Just bring our final competitors home. You can see the images on our screen. We're not far away from the board race, Truey, so I'll get you to preview that field in just a moment. But Soraya Lee, you get yourself across the line finally in first position. It's been nice work today. Really went out hard today.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that race. Last week I got a bit unlucky. Led the whole way, and that surf just got a bit caught up, but I was pretty determined today to win, and I'm glad I had it, yeah.
Just looking through the field, there's some gun swimmers there. Phoebe's been good, hasn't she, in the SunSmart WA Surf League? So you've come through the ranks as a talented junior. Nice bit of crowd support for you as well from the club.
Yeah, Mullaloo's all getting around each other really well today. All the youth have been watching, and it's such a good team atmosphere down here, and we all love it.
You're on camera, you're on screen. Anyone you want to thank or say hello to?
I'll just thank everyone from Mullaloo, my parents, coaches, just everyone for putting on this event. It's really good fun.
Well done, Soraya. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Soraya Lee wins the female surf race today. Spectacular field, and she's pretty happy. She won that by going off the front early, Truey, and that shows a bit of commitment and a bit of guts. The board final, Truey, spectacular. Here we go.
Yeah, look, I called the female board race as my highlight, but this race is jam-packed with champions. Matt Collis, Max Hunter, Bailey Cook from Mullaloo, don't write off him. Brendan Peters, Northcott, did really well in the Ironman. Jimmy Cohen's come back out of retirement. Patrick Ely, saw him in the board relay. He will be the one to watch today. Harry Jones, Kelly Mulgrave, Kirby Jackson has the worst bathers on the beach, but he will be up there as well. So keep an eye out for these guys. But Patrick Ely and Matt Collis, they're going to be the ones out in 1 and 2, I'd say.
So, yeah, should be spectacular. The start of the ski, the start of the boys, all these kilowatts. Get ready, here we go. Good field, and they are away. Nice even start into the water now.
Yeah, great start there. We see them use that momentum again. Patrick Ely did it so well in the border relay, and he's done exactly the same again. So Kelton Mulgrave on the left-hand side, I think. Matt Collis with a little bit on Matt Collis on the right-hand side, and then Kirby Jackson on the left. So getting absolute smash. Matt Collis has come off. Patrick Ely, if he can pop over this, he is going to be setting himself up for a great race. Kelton Mulgrave on the left-hand side of screen, and Matt Collis just getting smashed again, absolutely pummeled. But
got the worst of the waves there, Chewy, didn't he, Matt Collis, the state board champion? He's getting another wave now, but he got himself back on, and it's made him a bit angry. The stroke rating's gone right up. This is going to be an absolute blinder, Chewy, as they head out towards the top end of the course. Matt Collis on the southern end from the city of Perth, and he is going the big ones.
Yeah, so that actually might be Max Hunter there from Trigg Island, just on Patrick's wash there. And then we can see straight out there, we see Kelton Mulgrave, Kirby Jackson, James Cohen, and Matt Collis on the left-hand side. Really having to put a lot of work in if he's going to get onto this podium today for the Open Men's Board. First round of the can there, Patrick Ely again onto the first of those runs. We saw it in the relay. Matt Collis has had a pretty good comeback there, just making his way around the inside of those, or the outside of those paddlers. And Max Hunter there just getting a little bit of a wash. But Patrick Ely first onto these runs. Let's see if he can capitalise.
Sensing something spectacular coming up, True. You got a race in 4 out in front with a big group behind. It's going to come down to the wave zone. You can see how hard the boys are pushing, still up on their knees. The group in second, the following pack all down on their stomachs at this stage. So the first 3 up on their knees coming into the waves now. All about what happens in the next 10 seconds, I reckon.
Yeah, have a look at the big long strokes there of Patrick, just driving that board down. Staying on that little run. It might not turn into a wave. He's correcting well. He's got to get back. Matt Collis is there in second position. Max Hunter in third. We see Patrick just on his belly. Pull onto that little wave. And he's got the trough to get through, but he's going to set up for a great win here. Onto his knees, milking that wave for everything it's worth. We saw him dominate in the open race of the board relay, and he's just going to take out the open board again.
Great work, so let's bring him home, folks. We'll look over his left-hand shoulder. Let's bring the Trigg athlete home. He's on screen now. That's a ripper work from him. Race on for second, sprint on for second. Trigg first.
Yeah, so Matt Collis there into second position with a big run. And then I think that's Patrick Ely there. I think, can't quite see on the screen, into, third position there for Kelly there. So can't see. So thanks for that. And back to Mullaloo and City of Perth. So great racing there. But Patrick Ely, how good was that? Really strong.
Awesome. Great racing. I thought that would be spectacular, and it proved to be so. And in fact, Patrick Ely managed to get himself away, just coming in back to shore. We'll grab Patrick in just a moment for an interview if we can. Patrick, come and have a chat to us, mate. We've got a little camera here. We're not far away from the female board race. Very exciting. Very spectacular. And what you'd expect on a day like this is the wind starting to swing it around to the west, and Patrick Ely gets maximum points for Trigg Island. Great racing, mate. You've been good out there today, and you seem to like the conditions, right?
Yeah, it's really good just having the runs to bring you home. So heaps more fun than the flat, yeah.
Get Matty Collis sort of breathing down your neck, and he came off on this side of the course. Were you aware that he came off?
I actually had a look as we were going out the break and saw him come off a little bit, and then we got a bit lucky on this side, got away really well, and then they got hit, so yeah, we're pretty lucky going out.
He might not have got the best of the ways, but you've had 2 super races out there today. Well done, some points for Trigg. Good work.
Thank you very much. Cheers, mate.
Patrick Ely, cheers. Thank you, Patrick. So we go now to the female board race not far away. Really good field. today, Truey, before we go back to some of our team events. Pretty popular down here, Patrick Ely. He's got his fans to the female board race in just a moment. So we're good to go when our marshals are good to go. I hope you're enjoying the SunSmart WA Surf League. We're down at Scarborough Beach today. The breeze has been in since around about 8 o'clock this morning, slowly swung around from the southerly. In starters' hands, Truey, and this is a really good field we see assembled today for the female board race, straight to finals.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. So what's going to be another cracker of a race. Makara Malice from Trig Island, just off to the right-hand side. Watch out for her. Kira Albertson, Northcott, Mia Jackson, and Hannah Crisp there also won. So watch. Ash Booker there on the far side, and on the left-hand side, Mia Jackson, probably the best of the starts. All in a line. No one's broken away like we saw in the men's yet.
Yeah, so women's surf race. Big wave coming through, Truey. Big wave just starting to set itself now. So what will it do to the women's field? This is one of the bigger waves of the day today, Truey, I reckon. The entire field roll over. Everyone comes off. Every single racer comes off. And I don't know, it might be Kira Albertson, I reckon. I'll just have a quick look at the Kira Albertson from Northcott first up, I reckon.
Yeah, that's Kira, and as you can see in those blue bathers, just popping over that wave. Makara on her right. And I can't quite see who's on her left there, but they were the ones that got over that wave the best. Everyone else got pummeled, absolutely shot back to the beach.
Been a good day today. I'm down here near the finish line, and the oohs and ahs from the crowd on a day like this when there's a bit of surf around. Very exciting conditions here at Scarborough. The athletes like it, the crowd likes it, the teams like it. Makara Malice never ever far away from the lead, is she, Tree? Very strong in these conditions. Kira Albertson over there or thereabouts. You have the overhead shots.
Yeah, so that's Makara. They're just turning on to their first, and then Sophie Lloyd there for the city team in second, just coming up on her left-hand shoulder. Kira Albertson, and then Jenna Stummer there from Mullaloo. Just going to get a little run there, come up onto Kira. But look at that run for the first two, Makara and Sophie, and they're going to get another run here. 1 and 2 neck and neck. It's going to be some great runs on the way in.
Yeah, I reckon so. Sophie Lloyd and Maddie Collis second in the mixed board, weren't they, behind Makara? So Sophie be looking to try and a bit of redemption here, just angling into the current. Makara Malice so strong. She makes every stroke a winner, doesn't she, Truey? So strong, such a good competitor. Back to you.
Yeah, so we see these runs, and they're actually not there while they are behind them. They're still coming over their right-hand shoulder into the wave zone. Makara might just get this. Sophie pushing on top. Makara not quite enough there to get a run. This could well set it up well for Sophie to come back onto Makara in the lead. But Makara, she knows there's a wave coming. Sophie's got a lot of work to do. First little crack at the wave there for Makara. Sophie just working on. Makara with the best of the run at the top of the screen. She's going to have the shortest distance to run, but still not over. And look at these waves coming from behind. These back markers are coming right through.
Yeah, great wave for second, third and fourth. So, Makara Malice from Trigg, Sophie Lloyd from the City of Perth. Sophie just getting a little bit sideways. Makara Malice, a little gentle look over her left-hand shoulder. So good, so strong. Great race from these two girls. So, Makara Malice runs to the finish line now. She'll take out the board race today. Big 3 races for her. Sophie Lloyd from the takes out. So, Kira Albertson in the run to the line here, Truey.
Yeah, so just running up there. Ash Booker in fourth, but Kira's just outrun her there. So Northcott in third, Ash Booker, and then that looks like it might be Heather Burke maybe from Trig Island, and then back to Jen Stummer there from Mullaloo. So good finishing there. Mia Jackson just finishing it off well. Sorry, Mia Nesbitt finishing off for the second city team, and we see the rest of the competitors coming through, but still a couple more races to go. We've got the skis to come up, and then straight into the Ocean Man and Ocean Women races.
Oh, I can't wait to see the ski today in this weather. The big hitters, the big boys down there, about to make their start. So Makara Malice has won the board today. Let's see if we can have a chat to Makara. A very competitive event today. And Makara Malice joins us on the finish line today. That was a really good race, you and Sophie Lloyd, so you just had to stay composed through the waves there, yeah?
Yeah, that wave that I only just got through. Had to paddle hard to push through it.
So big wave just took everybody out right at the start too, hey? So you almost got to start again.
Yeah, I just thought you had to really
go as hard as you can through the break, because this water in here is so messy and just like moving around so much. So that's like the most important part of your race.
You're having a great day today. I thought you were a really good round one, but you're having a good day. Is that it for you now?
No, I've got the ocean relay to go. One more.
Well done, Trig.
Thank you.
Makara Malice having a very, very good day. My pick, early days, True, but my pick for athlete of the meet so far. Nice work from Sophie Lloyd as well. We're about to go to the start of one of our blue ribbon events. Go through that field, Truey. This is about as specky as it gets. Breezes in, waves are up, good field.
Yeah, so Dan Humble and Josh Windsor there from Trig Island, ones to watch. Ethan Jackson did a really good paddle in the Ocean Man race last round. Sam Hansen Thomason from Northcott also under watch. Jack Reddy's in there from the Scholars. So again, we've got probably the top of the field here is going to be the ones to watch. We see from the overhead footage what they do is that they're dragging their skis down with their foot straps, just getting them clean, nice, and getting the sand off, and then they'll be into the starter's hand. So what they're trying to do is get to an area where they can all stand comfortably. They're not too deep, but they've still got enough water underneath them, so they don't want to hit the back of their ski where their rudder is on the hard sand. So the starter will wait for them to all to be in a line, all to be comfortable, and then it's gun goes, and it's an absolute thrashing show.
If you're anywhere near the start line, watch this. Never miss the start of the two ski races. It's as good as it gets. We're just waiting for the waves to flatten out. Watch for Dan Humble from Trig in the middle, Sam Henson Thompson from Northcott, Bigsy Mills as they call him, Jack Reddy in there as well from City, Dave Wood, Matt Toms from Trig, Josh Windsor in there as well in the black sleeves. In starter's hands, Truey, the gun goes up, and the gun is fired, and away they go. Sam Henson Thompson with a good start in the middle there, Grant True.
Yes, on the left of screen, Dan and Sam, Josh, Jack and Ethan all hitting that wave first. Look at this whitewater, bang, straight on Sam's wash. Dan pops over. Josh has got a great start. Jack Reddy got chopped as well. But Sam, he was flying. He hit it so hard it just stopped him dead.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at Joshy Windsor go in the middle in the black sleeves. He's a club skipper, and Guru Dan Humble joins him. Sam Henson Thompson in the middle. Jack Reddy's having a blinder today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joshy Windsor having, my apologies, Joshy Windsor in the black sleeves. He's powered out through there, Truey.
Yeah, so Sam getting caught on that one has just come straight through the middle of these Trig Island guys. You can see him on that black ski. He's such a strong paddler, and that ski's really, really tippy, but he's just working it so well. He's going to give Dan a bit of a run here. That yellow cam, they've got to get out to the apex. Dan just checks that yellow cam, takes a bit of speed off. Josh Windsor, I like the way he's racing on the right of screen. So calm, so collective. Jack Reddy getting a nice run, but I just don't think he's got the flat water speed to stay with these guys.
Here we go.
1, 2 and 3. You don't often see Dan Humble with company at the turn.
Here we go, across the top. This is what we came to see. Across the top, Sea Breeze at their back, the kilowatts, the down. Look at him go, look at Humble go. Unbelievable. How many times have we seen that, Truey?
Yeah, so they actually all went a bit wide on that. You see that yellow can on the right? That's the can they need to go on. So they're a long way to the south, so a long way to the north. And we just see now Dan just starting to cut his way back across these chops. They're helping, but not a lot. Sam's just settling in. Jack Reddy with a really good turn has come up onto Josh Windsor, and probably the straightest line there. Straight on shot, we see Dan Humble there with that yellow nose, black ski there of Sam. Jack Reddy on the left-hand side, just trying to make every advantage of these runs. But Dan Humble from Trig Island out in the lead.
All about this wave zone. They need to get on a wave and not get caught in the dead zone. Dan Humble from front on, Truey, from the beach. It's amazing. Blokes going everywhere, just trying to accelerate through anybody's race at this stage. Dan Humble into the dead water first. Joshy Windsor onto a wave. Who's got the run speed? Sam Henson Thompson in the middle. Who do you like here, Truey?
Yeah, so look, we know Dan's a quick runner. Sam is a big guy and strong on his feet, but they've still got to keep their ski straight. Now look at Jack Reddy. He's going to wash over the front of this whitewater and get a bit of a shoot. But Dan Humble, 4 or 5 strokes. He wants every single centimetre he can. Dan Humble, Sam is going to be an absolute sprint race. Sam first to his feet. Dan now throws that paddle away. Look at the grimace on Sam. He really wants this. Dan Humble knows there's points on the line. Look at Sam go. Can he get to the finish line? Woo! What a great race.
What a great race. Joshy Windsor gets himself home. Jack Reddy in 4th. Northcott, Dan Humble, Joshy Windsor, Jerry. That was unbelievable. That was so good. Well done to Sam. Well done to Dan Humble. Ever the gentleman on the finish line there. And that was very expected. Crowd loved that. Let's bring the rest of the competitors in. Every point counts. That was so good, Truey. That's as good as it gets. Women's ski race not far away.
Yeah, you know, these guys have just done paddling, and the way you actually sit down, it actually cuts off a bit of circulation to the legs. So when they get to their feet, there's nothing in their legs. The blood's got to get there, and we just see the grimace. I love watching big, strong ski paddlers trying to muscle their way around the back of that run course.
Ethan Jackson just finished in the City of Perth as well, and the rest of the field come in, all getting points for their team. I'm down here with Big Sam, who's found it. That was spectacular, mate, to watch. Usually see Dan Humble get away across the top, but there was a lot happening out there all through that race, wasn't there? You got bashed early as well.
Yeah, that race is amazing. Good fun out there. Not really used to these southwesters. I mean, but yeah, I love it. I love it.
Mate, you started sprinting in the gutter about 15 metres out from shore. You started pulling up the sand and putting in the big divots early, didn't you?
Yeah, so my paddle hit the sand and I went, you know, there's one thing I actually don't know who's a faster runner down the ice. So, you know, I thought I might get up early and see how we go. So it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, well done, mate. So for people who don't know you, this is the second round we've seen you in. You come from a surf club over east. You've been staying with the Collis family. How's it been?
It's been insane. I love it over here. I love the people. I love how everything works. Shout out to Alex and the new club, North Cottesloe. Really, really good. Feel like family now, so I love it. I love it.
It's a battler club, mate. The governor's a member. All the battlers in Perth are a member in North Cott. It's the richest club in Australia, I reckon. 100 years old last year. Well done, Sam.
Thank you so much, and shout out to Holly Keeping, our dog. We've got a really fast greyhound.
Holly Keeping, a great first. Thanks, Sam. The Holly Keeping, the greyhound gets a mention. We've got to go back down. I want to say well done to Dan Humble as well. Dan Humble really finds himself in a sprint situation on the beach, and he was superb today as well. As you know, Truey, Dan Humble, one of my surf favourites. Down to the female ski final.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. I got my breath back after that finish. I was a little bit excited. It's so good seeing big guys run around the back of the run course. But now we're going into seeing these strong ladies. And again, I think this is going to be a great race. Tash Leversuch on the purple ski. She nearly took it out round one. Paige Wood from Trig Island, Phoebe George, Ash Booker, Nikita Friedenay. Selma from Trig Island is definitely one to watch. And then Harriet Brown, we saw her do really well in the ski relay. Emily Chetway from the City C team. Jane Harwood, good to see her back from Scarborough. Maya Simmons from the Rampant Swans. Jasmine Shipway-Carr, definitely the one to watch in this race. So watch out for her and Tash. And Laura Edmonds from Mullaloo. So they're just making their way out to that sandbank. And we see a few skis just pointing the wrong way at this stage. But again, they're pointing the noses of those skis to the right of screen just to try and counteract this current and the wind that's slowly picking up. We see lots of white caps from the shore, and that's what these ski paddlers are going to want to get a run on. In the starter's hands there. Right, straight on there. Tash Leversuch in the middle, off to a bit of a shaky start. But Jasmine Shipway-Carr on the left-hand side, Laura Edmonds, probably the best of the starts there. So Jasmine's got that red tip on her white ski. First over those waves. It just checks them all, but not too much to worry about. Laura Edmonds from Mullaloo just got back shot there. She was really setting herself up for a good race. All paddlers have stopped. All paddlers have stopped.
Oh, Truey Carnage. 2 paddlers are through. Trig, I reckon, are through. City of Perth are through, and they are away. That was unbelievable, Truey. Skis going sideways. Absolute carnage. Three paddlers have got themselves through the waves, and game on in the female ski race. So specky, Truey. Awesome.
Yes, I think that's Jasmine Shipway-Carr, Paige Woods from Trig Island, and Phoebe George there, those to get through. So, yeah, it just stopped everyone. We see 5 or 6 other paddlers still sitting on that bank. Oh, Nikita getting smashed. Emily getting smashed. Talk about tough way to start a ski race.
Yeah, she hasn't had a great run, Nikita Friedenay, in the first 2 rounds. But I'll tell you what, she's tough, and she will finish. That's all part of it. There's skis and paddles everywhere. When was the last time a Broome Surf Lifesaver won the female open ski, Chewy, in a major event? Jazzy Shipway-Carr out in front now. This could be quite a turn-up.
Yeah, look, she's as we mentioned before, really good downwind paddler. And these conditions, once she turns right, which is right now, she'll be loving every minute of it. Phoebe George there, And I think that might be Laura Edmonds there into second position. Paige Woods in third. Tash Lever such just sneaking through on that purple ski.
Whoa.
She's been doing lots of downwind, so watch for that.
Yeah, watch out for Tash. She was good in the round one, wasn't she, True? Didn't quite have the legs in the run to the line, but Tash Lever such will love it out there with all that's going on. Complicated ski conditions, but we have a leader out. It's all down to the runs into the beach now, but we have a daylight seconds situation at the moment here in the female ski final.
Yeah, Jasmine, just with that first run, amazing. We saw the nose of her ski, and you'll see it again, just starting to dip as the tail lifts, but she's got a sizable lead there. Another big run there. She's going to come back to finish on this run course, but just starting to angle onto the right there. So really good downwind paddling. Such a strong paddler, and she's been spending a lot of time out in the Indian Ocean with these big sou'westers. So definitely nothing to worry about there at all for her. But just seeing her settling her rating. We see the rest of the competitors paddling back left to see. Some paddlers still on their way out from getting chopped before. Jasmine Shipway car first run on the right there. If she can hold that straight, that's the race over.
Surf skills there, wasn't it? Let's bring her in, folks. Nice work from her. Real star, isn't she, Truey, I reckon? And just stole on this one. Just gone absolutely off the front. Got a bit of luck with the early wave. Got through early, courtesy of a nice start. But let's bring her in, Truey. You have the overhead shots. You have the what we can see at home and the drone heading back. Good race on for second, Truey, but a good clear win here today. All right, so our winner coming across the line now. Well done to Trig. Well done, Jazz. Little look over right-hand shoulder. Race on for second place. All right, let's bring him in. A race for second, Truey. Selma from Trig there as well. Nice work on the finish line, running right through the line.
Yes, so a few problems there in the central commentary position, Simon. So, yeah, back to calling this. So, good finish there. Still a few of those competitors. Don't forget at the start of this race, 4 or 5 of the paddlers got out, and the rest of the field got absolutely smashed. So, still a few paddlers to come in. But don't forget, these girls will be going around very soon in the open ocean.
Let's get down to the finish line. Trig, the colours of Trig, pretty good today. Tash Lever such. How good is she? She's unbelievable out there when the surf gets going. Jasmine, come and have a chat to us if you will. All right, let's bring our cameras in. Jazz, let's have a little bit of a chat. Bit of an excited teammate there who has forgotten it's a family event just momentarily, but that's okay. It's very exciting to get some points for Trig. Hey, nice work. Pretty dominant there, hey? But just a bit of luck early, but, yeah, you know, the harder you work, the luckier you get.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy going out there. So me and Indy were just joking a second ago because she just got out and she was so shocked. I heard her screaming on the way out. It was so funny. But, yeah, just got some really, really good runs coming in, and I think that just really worked all the way and got that wave at the end, so it was really good.
Bit cooler than Broome down here today, isn't it? 24 degrees or so. So you're going good. You sort of, to be able to do a race and have a win like that in these conditions, you must be happy with that.
Yeah, stoked. I was kind of going into it thinking I wasn't going to race too well today, but obviously coming off with a win is really good.
Well done. Nice points for Trig too. You guys are having a good day. Well done, Jazz.
Thank you so much.
Jazz with Shipway car. Truey, we're going to go to some very exciting concluding events on the program today. It's all about the team. It's all about the excitement. That was probably our biggest margin in all our races today. So well done to Jasmine Shipway car. Geez, the Trig guys have been good today. Very, very impressive. But it's the line-ons have been shared around today by all the different clubs. We've seen wins in the beach sprint from Northcote. City of Perth very good on the sand today as well in the beach flags, getting the 3 through. But there have been some different results thrown up today. Sam Henson-Thompson takes out the male ski today. So Northcote getting some points as well. So we will have some running tallies through the course of the day today. This is a teams event. This is round 2 of the SunSmart WA Surf League from Scarborough. I hope you're enjoying all the action. How good are the camera shots? The camera shots out there. The wind pretty much swinging around now from the southwest to the west. So our concluding events will feature some surf and a bit of carnage, Grant.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. So we've just got an update on the score, so we know there's some money and points on this. And I can tell you that at the moment, it's tight at the top of the table. City Road Scholars on 191 points. They're in second position to Trig Island Green on 205. So don't forget, these team events count for double points. So we have seen both Trig and City do really well in these events over the years. Northcott in third position on 179, Trig Island Red on 179, and then Motherloo, they've moved up well in this round to 172. So again, what's that, 14 points. So something would have to go really wrong for Trig Island Green not to take out today. But we've seen the surf play a difference, and with these guys going in and out 3 times in each team, we are going to have to. It's definitely not over. So lots of movement to come, but looking forward to this race. And I just want to put a bit of a shout out for Trig Island Green, who are one of the favourites in this. So Will Host, Will Savage, Dan Humble, Patrick Healy, all of them have got Australian Championship medals. So that's a pretty blue ribbon event. We've got City Road Scholars, Jack Bloom, Max Anderson Loke, Jack Reddy and Matt Collins. They'll push them, but they're going to have some work set out. And the second team of Trig Island Red, Ben Waterman, Jake Smith, the superstar swimmer, Josh Windsor, we saw him go well on that ski, and Max Hunter, they will want to be knocking off their club mates in Trig Island Green.
Yeah, and I like the City B team as well, all the young guys. So there's a few cheeky rascals in that crew. Ben Collis, Harry Hewitt, Ethan Jackson and Kirby Jackson. So watch out for them to do some damage and to give a bit of cheek to the old boys. Trui, just explain for people at home who might not have seen this before, people watching on My Beach, explain how the ocean relay works in the SunSmart WA Surf League.
Yeah, so for the men's ocean relay, we've got 4 competitors. We've got a beach sprinter or a runner that will run about 300 or 400 metres. They'll hand over, I think, today to a swimmer, and then maybe a board, and then a ski paddler. So that's the order today, I think. But again, each individual competitor does just one of the courses, as we see the runners there just coming down on their line. So that Cottesloe at the bottom of the field is going to have significantly harder sand. And you watch, as soon as this gun goes, they're all going to run down into that slightly darker sand, which is a lot harder today.
Some of the real characters of surf racing right there. True, you can see Kai Marchetto. We've got the 2 gun sprinters in there as well. So Ben Waterman is in there. Will Host is in there. Dom Banks Smith is in there as well. So these blokes used to running probably maybe 50, 60 metres, maybe 80 metres max. And they've got about probably about closer to 400 metres to run today, I would have thought. So watch for the sprinters to try and hold back and not run too fast early. This should be a lot of fun. Lots of joviality. Ben Waterman down there for Trig. In the blue and white Northcott duds down there is Dom Banks Smith, who won the beach sprint today. I reckon keep an eye on young Marchetto here from Trig. Anything could happen, Tree. In starters' hands, I reckon. All right, they're away. Sprinters versus footballers. Look at Dom Banks Smith from North Cottesloe. He is motoring. Look at Ben Waterman. My money's on Ben Waterman to maybe head this home. I reckon he's just got a little bit more of that endurance. Dom Banks Smith is going to find himself in second as he gets down there. This will be tough. This for the sprinters coming back into the wind, Drew. This is where the sprinters might find it a little bit harder and the endurance boys take over. So you can see the sprinters have dropped back a little bit.
Yeah, and that's Ben Collis just coming up onto Will's shoulder there.
Yeah, Will Host.
And Will Everett from Cottesloe Pylon's doing really well as well. So Cottesloe there, Will Everett just putting in a big sprint. He's going to come around first, and he'll be handing over to, I think, Glenn Eldon in the swim.
That's the furthest Will Host to run for a while. Dom Banks Smith, he's got the grimace. Ben Waterman's got the grimace as they come through. And it's all on, Chewy. Here we go. This is as good as it gets. The SunSmart WA Surf League. Will Host, look at them go to ground. They get out through the first of the breaks now. So specky, so exciting. And the sprinters, well, that was a long way for them, Chewy.
Yeah, so what this has done with Ben Collis having a good run, it's actually put Harry Hewitt into a really good position going into the swim. So we see him just starting to duck dive down there. We've got, I think, swimming is Will Savage maybe for the Trig Island team on the right. But Harry Hewitt on the left, Will Savage on the right. They're going to turn this battle back on.
I want to see Paul Laver go again, True. Paul Laver and Jakey Smith, the two endurance boys. I saw Paul Laver earlier on. He won the surf race today, the veteran. He's such a good bloke, and he's very stoked to win for Scarborough today, True. It's been a long time since he's won a title in an event like this. And great sight, the men's ocean relay. True, you have the overheads. Who's out in front?
Yes, I think Jake Smith on the right-hand side of the screen, Harry Hewitt on the left, and then Paul Laver in third position, sitting ominously there. We know he's going to be coming home strong, and we saw him do really well on the back end of this course. But at this stage, we've got definitely Harry Hewitt in second, and Paul Laver in third, and Jake Smith heading out the front for the red Trig Island red team. Yeah, it's a strength swim today, isn't it, folks? And we saw that in the men's surf race. So Laver and Smith near the front as well. Harry Hewitt, can he get him? I reckon. Watch out for Harry to explode up the sand today. True, he loves a bit of team racing. Love to watch him race, Harry Hewitt. But Jake Smith, how good does he look from side on? Yeah, so we see Harry there just sort of sandwich in between Jake and Paul. So he's going to be watching where he's going, but also keeping an eye over his shoulder at where Paul's coming. Now we see them turn right. These runs are not strong enough to give them much assistance until they get into the wave zone. First one here, who's going to kick onto it? Jake Smith just picks up his kick. Harry is absolutely flying with that rating, and Paul Laver's just sitting behind like a shark waiting to pounce.
Here we go, getting into the wave zone now. Look at the kick, look at the arms, look at the spray coming off the boys. So Jake Smith out in front, Harry Hewitt in second, Paul Laver, the big, tall, lanky Paul Laver. Watch Paul Laver come across the gutter too, True. That's what won it for the surf race for him. He's so big, so tall. Here we go, Grant, True.
Yeah, Jake Smith there. These waves are just not going to get to them at this stage. Paul Laver might be get a wave on the left of the screen. Harry onto his feet, Jake onto his feet. Let's see how we go. Harry and Jake's just got the best of that run. Head down, surfboard, and that's going to give him a nice little lead leading into this ski. But Harry Hewitt still working there. That's the lead he's got to peg back on this wave. You see him just going to get a bit of assistance across this gutter, but
nice
not enough.
Nice wave from Paul Laver there, I reckon, mate. So Laver got a bit there. Now, this is what we came to see. Watch Harry. This is Harry Hewitt, isn't it, mate, standing. So Harry Hewitt, I reckon, he's run angry all day. He's raced angry all day. Paul Laver getting those big limbs across the gutter as he did in the surf race. Jake's just standing up now, but still getting a wave. Here we go. All important to the handoff here. Truey, you got the shots there.
So that might actually be Will Savage there in the lead.
Yeah, nice work, Will Savage.
Great surfing. We know he's a good surfer, so he's come round that transition area. Harry Hewitt in second, and Will Savage handing off to Dan Humble. This is going to be an absolute belter of a race.
Harry Hewitt's just muscled past. Harry Hewitt goes in second. Paul Laver putting in the big ones there as well. Here comes Jake Smith under the banner now. Max Anderson-Loke under the banner as well. Back out onto the water. All about getting through the waves here, Truey. Looks like Trig. Will Savage has set this up for his Trig team.
Yeah, we see Dan Humble there on the right of the screen just popping out. He's got one wave to contend with, but then he's out in clear water. Bang, straight on his lap. That's going to stop him for a bit. Ethan Jackson, we saw him do so well on this ski in round one. He's chasing as hard as he can. Josh Windsor on the right-hand side of the screen, and Sam Hansen on the left-hand side from Northcote.
Well, out in front, the Trig guys. Nice swim from Will Savage. He snuck through, didn't he, True? We didn't see him, didn't call him, but nice work from Will Savage there from Trig. Such a gun. And that first beach run, really important, isn't it, True, to try and just get those extra seconds, those extra couple of metres. Such a good format, this one. But Trig have it at this stage. And we go across the top of the apex very, very shortly. You've got to get themselves back across into the wave zone and pick up max points for the team. This is the male ocean relay. These are the good gun ski paddlers out there right now.
Yeah, so we mentioned, this really talented Trig team, and Dan Humble's handing over to Patrick Ely, who took out the board before. So we're going to see him, having another good board paddle. We look back then to Ethan Jackson, Josh Windsor, who's going to be he's in the second team, and they're moving into second at this stage. Sam Hansen, and I think then Jack Reddy with one other. I can't quite pick that, but good racing. Josh Windsor there with that black long sleeve rash vest, chasing down Dan Humble, who's on the left of your screen.
Josh Windsor's had a good day. He's just ready to go to the next level, isn't he, True? We've watched him over the last couple of seasons in the SunSmart WA Surf League. He's having a good day today, Joshy. And just as he builds his strength, just a little bit younger than some of the other guys, but now as he moves into senior ranks, we're just seeing him build and build. Here's the best ski paddler in the business tree, Dan Humble, coming into the waves right now.
Yeah, so we see Dan there. Josh getting a big run there. It might actually turn into a wave if he keeps paddling, but Dan Humble's got the run just in front. He's having to work really hard. Josh Windsor just capitalising on that little run. He's just going to come off there, but Dan Humble now gets his turn. Josh Windsor is still going to get a run on the back of it. And these two Trig teams, you watch, we mentioned before how there's a bit of rivalry between them. And I think Trig Island Red and Trig Island Green are going to have a great battle on for first place.
Just watching Dan Humble there, Truey, he's beautiful surf skills, just waited, didn't have the best of the wave, just stayed on beautifully, stayed composed and balanced, and then worked super hard in the dead water across the gutter. Nice paddle from Joshy Windsor, a little look over his right-hand shoulder. This is Dan Humble from Trig, the best in the business. Dan Humble with an eye on the next competitor. Joshy Windsor comes through now. Nice work from the big fella. Joshy, one more competitor to go, Josh.
Yeah, so we just see Patrick Ely and then that white rash vest. Max Hunter on the left. He wanted to run up there. Jack Reddy coming through into third position. Sam Hansen into fourth. So Jack's handing over to Matt Collis. So another pretty talented board paddler there. But at this stage, Patrick Ely and Max Hunter there from True Island, 1 and 2.
Yeah, looking really strong out there. Matt Collis is going at 19,000 strokes per minute at the moment to try and get himself back into contention. The former state board champion, of course, Matty Collis. Northcott having a good day out there too. Curtis, good paddle from Sam Hansen-Thompson. Took out the ski race today. But Matty Collis gets him through the waves now, and he just starts to settle into his work. Trig 1-2, City of Perth 3. Ben Hewitt's about to hand over the City of Perth there, so nice work from Ben Hewitt. Just a little bit of going on a bit of muscle memory there, a bit of heritage racing from Ben Hewitt.
Yeah, absolutely. We said we love watching big guys in the ski running, but not that time, unfortunately. But Patrick Ely out to a great lead. Just love watching these footage for those at home. The runs that they're getting are just magnificent. So they're going to turn around that blue can, and Patrick Ely, he won't think he's got this wrapped up, but he knows he's in a pretty comfortable position. Max Hunter chasing hard because Matt Collis is chasing him.
So the thing about Patrick Ely, he gets runs on that board like ski paddlers get, doesn't he? He just absolutely flies when he gets a run. There's something about the way he does his work, Patrick Ely. When he gets a run, it's like watching a ski paddle go. He's amazing, and he's just opened up a gap there. Matty Collis goes around in third, so not out of contention for a podium spot, or perhaps even a second spot. But Ely out in front, Maxie Hunter there from Trig. Matty Collis working his butt off to try and get himself into second spot.
Yeah, and then back to Brendan Peters from Northcott in fourth position. So that's on screen now. We see that's Patrick Ely on the right, Max Hunter just pulling onto a little run. Matt Collis with a wave out the back, could turn into a, no, not enough today. So Patrick Ely just playing it safe on his stomach. He'll start cutting across to the right. He'll be pretty happy there in Trig Island Green. They're going to probably take out this race, and I dare say take out the round 2.
Yeah, this is the points for the whole round, folks, right here. So that's a great board paddle from Patrick. How good's he been today on the board? Honestly, he's very, very spectacular. And he stands now in the white top. Little look over his right-hand shoulder, Truey, and gets himself motoring up the beach. So Trig. Matty Collis has had a good paddle as well. He's cleared out from fourth. Patrick Ely across the line. Trig in the second as well. And Matty Collis stands up now. So the men's ocean relay has gone to Trig, and Matty Collis jogs across the line in third now. Truey, spectacular bit of racing today from the boys.
Yeah, it was really good, and it just shows Trig's depth. You know, they have their teams 1 and 2 in this. When you look at who's in the city team in third position and Northcott in fourth, it's just testament to the strength and the coaching program they've got down there. So well done to Trig Island and City of Perth with a run up the line between Brendan Peters and Kirby Jackson maybe into fifth position. So good racing there as we see the rest of the field just coming through on these little tiny waves. That's it for the guys now. They'll be able to get their boards on the roof as we see Trig Island and Mullaloo just sprinting it out for a finish there.
And that as we see Harry Jones from Sorrento, I reckon, just standing. So runs the line between these two clubs. I'll tell you what, Truey, we think the round may have been a run and one now. The fair bit riding on that, as we see the Heritage Racing team from the City of Perth heading to the line now. And good to see these boys in. We'll chat to Patrick Healy in just a moment. The Trig boys may have taken that out. The Trig team, I'm sorry. So Trig Green, have they taken the event out today? We'll just come out. We'll grab Patrick one more time. Patrick, just come in if you will, mate. So well done. That may, we're not sure. We don't want to give it away because for the people watching at home, that may or may not be a little win for your part of the Trig team. So, mate, you're unreal when you're saying when you're out on the board there. Some of those runs you get are pretty specky. We love it back here on the beach.
Yeah, I guess just something we learn as we grow up. And, yeah, it's good to have the runs out here today. It makes it a lot more fun, as I said earlier.
The other thing we talked about the depth at Trig and the depth of the athletes, but I think one thing that the club and the team and the coaches really focus on these events as well. They're important to you guys, aren't they?
Yeah, more for just points and stuff, and obviously North Cotter coming in pretty close, so knocking them back a few points and stuff like that. It's important to have depth. Yeah, no.
Good day today, mate. Well done. It's been good watching your race. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Patrick Healy from Trig. So the events continue. We have the female Ocean Relay coming up, Truey. Race in 4, so some specky names in there as well. And as you can see from the amount of effort the guys put on, when you see them cross the line, they're all pretty spent, and racing in a team is what it's all about. We go now to the start line very shortly. That all-important beach run for the female Ocean Relay as we bring our final competitors home in the men's. Not far from the conclusion of the SunSmart WA Surf League here from Scarborough Beach. I hope you're enjoying round 2. We certainly are.
Yeah, thank you, Simon. And the final race on today's calendar is, as you mentioned, the female Ocean Relay. Now, we saw Trig Island take out the men's race. Trig Island Green are probably fancied for the female with Meg Warren, Ruby Warren, Jasmine Shitway-Cowie, saw her paddle so well, and Makara Malice, who's been the superstar all day. But on an outside chance, if I had $5, Simon, I might put it on Mullaloo Blue. They got second in the last round, and they weren't far off, and I reckon they're a really good chance. So Hannah Wallace, Soraya Lee, Laurie Edmonds, and Jenna Stummer. We've seen them all up in around the top 2 or 3 in each of these races today. So I think they're going to be my outside chance. And if I had a wild card to play, I'll be putting it on this one.
Yeah, nice work, analyst Grant True. Watch for the City of Perth girls to go well here in the first of the run. So the City of Perth girls, Mia Fraser, Imogen Harrington, will go well in the sprint because they were 1, 2 and 3 in the flags. But it looks like the Sorrento and Mullaloo clearing out, but City of Perth certainly right up there. So some of the sprinters finding this a little bit of a long way to go. But this will be spectacular, folks. Much like the boys, there'll be an explosion as they come through transition today. And they make the turn. The leaders make the turn. This handover to the swimmers is super important. Some guns in there. I know you like the swimmers. Ruby Warren, Soraya Lee, Dana Tinnell, Phoebe Ashworth, what a gun she is, Sophie Lloyd, Olivia Shue, Jess Madden, Annika Rasmussen, Kira Milando, Jen Mullins, Chloe Hogan, Lisa Equid. And the leaders come through. As predicted by Simon Beaumont, the City of Perth runners come through first. Nice work from the City of Perth sprinters.
Yeah, that's right. So City, Triggs, Mullaloo, City, Triggs and City. So pretty lots of 2 teams from Triggs and 3 teams from City. And then my favourite for this race is Mullaloo. So Hannah Wallace running in there, handing over to Soraya Lee. We're going to see Ruby Warren having a swim. Phoebe Ashwood, I think, will be going in first for the City teams. And then back to Trig Island, Olivia Shue. So she's a very good swimmer and one to watch coming through this field.
Keep an eye on the second place athlete in Soraya Lee. She won the female surf race. She's up and about. She absolutely charged at the start of the surf race, didn't she, Truey? She's in second at the moment and got a little bit of work to do. But the City of Perth had a really big lead going into that race. So I think that might have been Lucy Hills, I think, took that through first off. She got into the final of the flags today. So she's handed over. Watch for Phoebe Ashworth versus Soraya Lee in this event, Drew. I reckon this is as specky as it gets.
Yeah, so Phoebe's just had a look there. She knows that Soraya's coming. What it allows her to do is just to settle it into a rhythm. She'll see if Soraya can catch her. She'll see her coming and know that she can get a bit of a lift on her left-hand side. So Daisy Hewitt there, and Ruby Warren there from Trig Island making up third and fourth. But Soraya's got a bit of work to do, and Phoebe Ashwood, they're just chasing her down.
Going out a little bit more conservatively than she did in the surf race, Soraya Lee, the Mullaloo gun. But Phoebe Ashwood, I've really enjoyed watching Phoebe round one and round two. She's just finding a way. She's one of the younger athletes, isn't she, True? But she's so tall, got such long levers, so strong, obviously well-trained, and doesn't give up. Very competitive, doesn't give up. She has the lead for City of Perth. Soraya Lee moving into second now. And it's going to be all about coming back through the waves once again for the girls. And a good ski paddle assembling on the beach now. Jazz Shipway Carr is down there from Trig, Laura Edmonds, Paige Wood, Phoebe George from City, Ash Booker, Nikita Freydenay, Selma Albergovich from Trig, Natasha Leversuch from Cot, Sarah May, Harriet Brown, Phoebe Jones, Emily Chetwin and Maya Simmons from the Rampant Swans. All right, Chewy, looks like Phoebe Ashworth holding sway still.
Yeah, so she's just holding that lead really well, which is good to see. She's not panicking. She's not too worried about Soraya coming, but Soraya is narrowing it down. And just have a look at Daisy Hewitt there, just sitting on her wash there, just getting a little bit of assistance there. Soraya just doing all the hard work. Daisy giving a kick. Now she's starting to get her line, and we see Ruby Warren there now turn that last turn. But Phoebe Ashwood, now look at this. Soraya Lee heading to the right of the beach or to the top of the screen. Daisy's going with her. I'm not sure where Phoebe's going at this stage.
All right, so we come down to the wave zone in the women's, the female ocean relay. Very exciting racing. The athletes going in, just starting to form up a little group of three. So Soraya Lee has closed the gap ever so slightly on the lead, I reckon. So it's all about this wave here, Chewy. Phoebe Ashworth, can she get on it? Knock. Back to you in the overhead shot so you can see the drone from the beach. What can you see, Grant?
Yeah, so it looks like Phoebe might have gone to the bottom of the screen or a long way north to try and get some assistance. And Soraya just pulling onto that wave. She held the straightest line, and she's just held that wave all the way to the beach. Great bit of surf skills there. Soraya has just pulled this Mullaloo team back into contention. Phoebe there with her head down, but look at Soraya. She won the surf race, and she's going to bring this Mullaloo team home. Still with a ski to go.
Yeah, here she is, Soraya Lee. She won the surf race today, courtesy of going out hard. And today she just bided her time and waited for the waves to come. And Soraya Lee finds herself in the lead now after some nice strategic work. Phoebe Ashworth still very much in the mix. Soraya Lee takes her feet. A look over her right shoulder, but all the action's behind on left-hand side. Soraya Lee, Grant True, comes under the finish line now. Nice work from Mullaloo.
Yeah, so we saw her sort of, dominate the start of that surf race already today. Now she's dominated the back end of this swim leg. Now she's going to be handing over to Laura Edmonds, who did a really good start in the ski. Phoebe Ashworth there on screen into second position. Daisy Hewitt into third. But Laura Edmonds, let's see how she goes in this ski. She's got no one around her, and it's just going to be a matter of just trying to hold a line and try not to get chocked there. But Phoebe Ashworth just handing over to Nikita, and then back to Daisy. So that's handing over to Phoebe, and then Nikita. So 2 and 3, still tight racing, but at this stage, Laura Edmonds out the back, just popping over a little whitewater.
Yeah, here we go, folks. Very exciting concluding stages of today's round 2, race 2 of the WA Surf League, the SunSmart WA Surf League. Very exciting. Every point counts here. We think the Trig Island Green went into this event with a little bit of a lead, don't we, True? So very, very important. Phoebe Ashworth, good today, True. I like what we see from the young athlete there. She's just down on the beach, sucking in the big ones. You've got the overhead shots. There's still some big waves coming through for the girls to contend with.
Yeah, so Laura Edmonds from Mullaloo with a sizable lead there. We just saw Phoebe from City and Nikita pop over a really big wave that hit Jasmine right on the lap. So that's not what you want to happen for Jasmine, but it's given these two City girls a bit of a chance to stretch this lead. But it was all about Mullaloo at this stage, with Laura Edmonds out to a very, very clear lead.
All set up by good sim from Soraya Lee and some good surfing from Soraya Lee. Phoebe Ashworth, I reckon, will take a bit of confidence into round 3, Tree, from City of Perth. I like what she brings to the table, Phoebe Ashworth. Still young, still working out the surf and this format. The drone shots out there today for the female ocean relay are unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's just showing just the size of the swells and the size of the chops. As we see Laura there just turning right, and I think that's her maybe her last can. Oh, she's got to come around one more on the way back in. But the rest of the girls there you see just getting held up by those waves. And at the back, at the top of the right-hand screen, there's Laura just starting to make her way in. So break zone in about 30 or 40 strokes. And we've got the two city paddlers and Triggs battling it out for second and third at this stage. But it's all about Mullaloo. Look at that great stroke there from Laura. We saw her do really well in the ski. And now she's backed it up with a great leg. But we're going to have still a bit of a race on our hands. Makara Mallis, Jenna Sturmer. Stummer from Mullaloo, she'll be leading out that one. Sophie Lloyd, and I think from City will be Mia Nesbitt. So tight racing here as we see those ski paddlers on their way out. And that's the leaders just gone off screen on the right.
We talked about Trigg before, Troy, when I was talking to Patrick Healy. Trigg really focus on these events. Their coaches, their managers, the athletes focus on the WA Surf League. We do see a lot of red, green and white caps at the finish line. Every now and then one of the other clubs will squeeze one in, but Trigg really focus on these events. It's important for their athletes to prepare for other events. But Trigg racing beautifully today. Second place, running hard, coming across that wave zone now. City of Perth looking good there, Troy.
Yeah, so that's Nikita just pulling onto this little wave. It's just going to bump her off that one, but she's got the next one to come. But Laura Edmonds into that nice deep water trough. Nice and safe at this stage. A little wave coming for Nikita there, just out of screen. But Laura Edmonds there, great paddle, safe all the way. She's handing over to Jenna Sturmer as the final paddler. And Sophie Lloyd's going to be chasing her down. So it's going to be an exciting race.
That's a good paddle from Nikita Freydenay. She would have enjoyed that, I reckon. She got a bit of luck there. So good work from Nikita from the City of Perth. Trigg goes sideways. Mullaloo still out in front. Nice work from Mullaloo, nice and safe. As you say, going onto the board leg now. Nikita Freydenay under the finish arch. Good work from the little champ. Trigg Island holding strong in third. So Malice comes through. How strong is she on the sand, Tree? Everything she does just makes it count. She's very, very determined athlete, and she's kept her team in contention there.
Yes, I tell you what, Jenna from Mullaloo has got Sophie Lloyd and Makara Malice, two of the best paddlers going around, chasing her down. You can see there's a lead there. It is enough, but it's just, you wouldn't be putting it away yet. She's had a little stumble there.
Wave.
Sophie Lloyd has gone absolutely flat out. If she clears this wave, it's going to be game on.
Big wave just coming through, but it has broken and it's got mixed up with the other waves. So we have some dramas out there, Truey. All three of the athletes have come off. Listen to the crowd. The boys from the club going, another smash, carnage at the in the board leg. All three athletes together now, Grant True.
Yeah, and Makara's just snuck out on the left here, unscathed, popped over that last one.
Here comes another wave.
It's back to a race in three. Jenna has just been smashed in the middle. So unlucky. She actually went out through a rip, which you would think would have helped, but it just set these waves up. Sophie Lloyd on the right-hand side, Jenna in the middle, and Makara flying on the left-hand side, wants to take it out for Trigg.
Yeah, that's amazing. So Makara Malice, well, always seems to find a way, doesn't she? As we said before, very tough, very strong, and now finds herself in the lead of this race. But it's still on, Truey, because they've got to come back through the right wave zone. So exciting. This is the final event of the day, folks. The female ocean relay. This is the final leg of the relay. Who will it be? Will it be City of Perth? Will it be Trigg? Will it be Mullaloo?
Yeah, so just as we see Cottesloe handing over there to their final paddler, we had the overhead shots there. Now I can tell you that Sophie Lloyd is in the narrowest of lead. Makara there just on her tail there, you see laying down. And then Jenna there just on that final board. She's so unlucky for that Mullaloo team. But Sophie with that big run now. It's Makara's turn. I reckon this is going to be another absolute sprint finish here. Now Sophie's got the first of the runs here. And we know Makara's a great paddler. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens when we get closer to the waves.
Check out big wave there for one of our back markers. We have another dismount out there in the wave zone. I tell you who's riding every bump, every wave is Soraya Lee. She had a massive swim, and now she's trying to bring her team home. We're coming into the final stretch here, Truey. Who do you like? You've got the shots.
Yeah, so we can see Jenna hasn't given up there in third position. Makara just flying absolutely in the middle there. And then onto the left-hand side. Sophie Lloyd on the right-hand side of screen. If she can get this wave, it's going to be all over for City of Perth. Makara is the big wave out the back and probably the best line. Now, will these waves double up? Will they catch each other? Sophie's just popped off the back. Makara's on the right-hand side of the screen. Sophie's been caught. Makara, what a champion. Straight through for a win.
So good. How good. That's great surfing from those two. Sophie Lloyd just got across on the northern side of that wave. Malice stands now. Let's bring her in. That's good surfing, folks. Good surf skills from the Trig crew. Sophie Lloyd gets up again. Ripper work from her today. Really good female ocean relay. Trig take it out. Malice takes it out. Sophie Lloyd brings her team home as well. Here comes Mullaloo. Brave effort from Mullaloo. They were unreal today. Soraya Lee's swim leg was superb. Sophie Lloyd crosses now. Mullaloo home now as well. So good work. That's the way you want to finish the event. Let's bring all the competitors home. Every point counts here, Truey. And fourth place, just dismounting the board now. And we need to bring all of our team home. Kira Albertson standing, I reckon, there, Truey, for Northcote.
Yeah, Kira Albertson into fourth position for Northcote. So that's going to maybe keep them into maybe third position. So we know Trig Island Red were in that third position or fourth position on points. We see them crossing the line now. So it's going to be pretty tight here to see who's in the top 2 and 3. As Mia Nesbitt just runs round into fifth position for the second sitting team. So still pretty tight at the top. And I'll tell you what, that's just a good example of what can happen in surf, Simon. You know, you can have such a great lead and you just get chopped a couple of times and, and it brings you back to the back of the field. But Simon down there on the finishing line with probably a very tired Makara.
Yeah, thank you, Drew. I've spoken to Makara Malice a few times today and there's a reason for that. She just sort of finds a way. I just heard Sophie Lloyd go, ah.
Yeah, I mean, it's all down to the surf and what happens really out there today. It's pretty messy, so anything can happen. You just really have to work with the runs coming in and just see if there's a wave there for you when you get into the break.
Great format, isn't it, the ocean relay? For the boys' one was very spectacular, and the girls were great racing as well. Do you like that format?
Yeah, I really like the ocean relay. It's quite a fun race to do, especially with your teammates, and in conditions like this, it's really fun just to see what happens.
I thought you might have just stolen athlete of the meet in round one. I reckon you've definitely got it today. Anyone from Trig, while you're on the screen and people are watching at home, anyone at Trig you want to say hi to?
Just all of Trig, really. It's a really good club. The training squad is so nice. It's such a good little community all together. Yeah.
Great chips, great hot chips.
Yep, Wednesday night hot chips.
Well done, Makara. You had a great day today. Well done to you and everybody who represented the green, red and white today. Well done.
Thank you.
Makara Malice from the home of the hot chips, Truey, from a Trig Island Surf Club. As our final athletes come in, we just have a couple still to bring home. On behalf of Grant True and Simon Beaumont, your commentators today, to all of our officials who help us get through the event today, thank you. We couldn't do it without you. We can't do it without you. I hope you've enjoyed the SunSmart WA Surf League. Saw some great racing today. I might grab Truey just for a sec. I reckon one of the moments of the meet for me today, Truey, come in and have a chat if you will. Let's recap on some of the highlights as we bring through the final competitors from Trig coming through now. Truey, if we just reflect on the highlights from the day, if we can, as we see some of the results scrolling across the screen now. Max Anderson-Lokes catching a wave in his event was pretty spectacular. I'm sure we'll seeing that on the highlights reel. Anything that stood out for you today?
Yes, I think Will Host in the beach for Triggs. We've always seen them struggle a little bit, and he even mentioned it. I think him winning that was a really good points bonus and good for the Trig runners. Sam Hansen in the ski. Dan Humble's so good. Such a tight finish to the end. And probably the two swims from Soraya in the surf race and also in the teams race, them dominating performance.
Yeah, and to Dan Humble, you don't see Dan Humble finish second in an open male ski very often, so you're right about Sam Henson-Thompson from Northcote. A really good day's racing today. Pretty hard to go past Makara Malice as the star of the show today. She makes every swim stroke, every paddle stroke, every run on the sand count, doesn't she? She's very, very strong-minded, very determined.
Yeah, look, and I suppose that was really summed up in that team's event. She was sitting in the second or third and just held such a good line coming in from that blue cam. And we saw Sophie just drifted a little bit, just enough to open the door. And Makara just held her line so straight and really switched on. And that was the difference today.
Great day's racing from all the competitors. Thanks to all the 13 teams that were here today and the 8 clubs that were represented. To every one of the athletes, to all the volunteers and the managers. On behalf of Surf Life Saving WA, on behalf of Engine, on behalf of SunSmart, stay sun protected in the sun, Truey. I know you're fully slip, slop, slap today, seeking some shade, sliding on some sunnies. The youth racing was great. The open racing was great today. And we'll have those final results up on the screen. Grant True, final word to you.
Yeah, look, I think it was a great day. It's the second round in a row we've had some surf, and it's made a difference. The juniors this morning was great. Some up-and-coming champions. And I think for those watching at home, you'll be able to see that later on tomorrow afternoon. We've got boats live streaming tomorrow morning. The Surf League is well and alive in WA, and it's good to see this state leading the way from the rest of Australia. So, Simon, I think you've got the point scores there.
Yeah, I do, Truey, and I'll just try and thank you, mate. A little bit of shade on our screen here. So, all right. So these are our results. Thanks for. I hope this comes across okay. So where's that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 8th place, the Scarborough Seagulls. In 7th place, with 214 points, City of Perth B. One of them. That's the young guys, right? They are very spectacular. Mullaloo Blue, who we love watching, with Soraya Lee at the helm, 216. In 4th place today, Northcott. Very, very good Northcott today. Took out a win in the beach sprint, took out a win in the male ski today. Well done to Northcott. Trig Island Red take 3rd place with 229 points. Well done to Trig Island Red. City Road Scholars with a point score of 245. And our winner is only 20 points ahead, Truey.
Trig Island Green back-to-back.
Trig Island Green back-to-back. To all of those teams that you mentioned today, well done to all of you. Well done to our staff who worked with us on the vision. Hope you enjoyed it today. Truey, great day's racing. Well done to you.
Thank you very much, and everyone have a great Christmas, a safe New Year, and I'm really looking forward to round 3 in the early in the new year.
So final competitor coming across the line down here at the Female Ocean Relay. That concludes round 2 of the SunSmart WA Surf League.